we, mate?
I'm all good, mate. All good. Enjoying drinking the tears of Arsenal and Manchester United this weekend. So everybody's going off on one, and I've made sure I've gone into every chat of a Man United fan who said that we're a dusty team. And I've said, you need to take care of your dust and sweep that up instead of talking about ours. So, yeah, all good, man. Thanks for having me on. Big up to all the chat. Like and subscribe. Otherwise, don't ask to buy him like he has done before.
That's the one. How are we, Jez?
Sorry, just interrupting. Hearing what you said, Yeti, about drinking the tears of Arsenal and Man United. Tomorrow night, you might be out of bathe in West End.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah.
Sorry, Jez, my bad. Didn't mean to interrupt you, son.
How are we, Jez? Well, we'll come on to the game shortly, but how are you before that?
Yeah, disappointing, man. This is typical Arteta, tinkering, plain stupid bollocks. Didn't need to do what he did today. Let's put it right. You know, we've got a perfectly good left back, bench warming, one of the best left backs in England, and yet he takes our best midfielder, sticks him at right back, puts one of our best right backs we've got at left back. So he completely fucks the team up, right? When he could quite easily have put Julian Timber at right back, Kieran Tierney at left back, and left our best midfielder this season in midfield.
Wow.
So somebody, whoever, explain to me what the hell was that about? Because we had nothing in midfield today. Odegaard went missing again. Right, Ghostergaard. Yeah. Because he can't perform in midfield without Partey. We clearly, once again, can't score a goal from open play. And we have to rely on a corner, which, let's get it right. We're very good at them. But come on, man. Seriously, you do not win. You do not win Premier Leagues from that situation. And I said this to Yeti earlier, right? Nice guy. Left a comment on the show I did Friday night. And he said, Jez, are you and Lee going to apologise to Arteta for your criticism when he... I key the word when he wins the league. And I said, why would I? Why would I? Because he ain't won fuck all. And like, if you think he's going to win the league this year, wake up.
Yeah, that'll be in 2029, won't it, when he gets his new 5-year contract?
Yeah, indeed. Fuzzy, how are you, considering today's of all days?
Well, in the world of a Man United supporter, every day is D-Day. You basically finish the Normandy landings, right? And you think you get a night's rest before you go on to the next day. Except when you wake up, you're back on the boats again. And you've got to do it all again. Got to have all the artillery and beach defences, rip your limb from limb. And it's just like it just feels like it's just a constant struggle. Just find a day where your club is not in the headlines or dominating headlines one way or another. But today, turns out that Ineos had realised a mistake in their appointments of upstairs board members and have worked to rectify it by essentially acting as damage control before somebody creates something that they don't agree with. And got rid of Dan Ashworth before it was too late. Whether it was, think what you want to think about Ineos. If they've made a mistake, you want to see them rectify it. And at least they've not looked at the situation and gone, oh, we can't spend money to make the change. We can't spend money to fix our mistakes. They've gone out and spent money to get rid of the guy. Had him on gardening leave for longer than he spent in the job. Lots of decisions across the summer that they didn't agree with. Apparently, it was Dan Ashworth that kept Ten Hag in a job. And then it was Dan Ashworth's idea that he wanted Southgate. So everybody, wherever you are in the panel and in the chat, who are saying Southgate to United, you're probably paid by Dan Ashworth, probably. But
I'm not.
yeah,
But yeah.
thankfully, that didn't happen. Dan Ashworth said no to the idea of Rumo and Amorim. He wanted Southgate instead, and the club just looked at him and was just like, "Nah, you know what? Just for that, get out." Just for that. See ya. Take your Gareth Southgate
mutual agreement.
Yeah. So basically, after the Forest game, they called him up into the office, and they had a conversation about what supposedly what his plan is, what his ideas are, what his vision
probably
is.
offered him a janitorial role or go.
They probably told him, all right, it's your turn to work on roof maintenance.
Yeah,
They're the sort of bosses that will tell you there's not a thing that I'd make you do that I wouldn't do yourself.
Yeah, I was going to come to this. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it might be the good move for Man United with him going now. You never know where it'll go from this point onwards. We'll see. But as Michael says here, Liverpool's total to lose now, especially with the results around them. The only team that seems possible, even this early stage, is Chelsea.
Yeah.
And that's. I mean, obviously, you see, Jez didn't hear that words. It's hurt his ears hearing that, but it's probably the truth there. But I've got to feel sorry for Steve Bell because this storm's been awful. And as he says here, look, he's walking down the road today and he got blown into the pub. Elephant to get out of it.
Oh, mate, that's awful.
Mate, I really feel for you.
Armour.
No.
Shall we all go and help him? And that I think it'd be a great idea.
I really need to, mate. If you know what pub you're in, we'll come and rescue you.
We'll come and get you.
I had the same situation. I was walking down the street and I got blown into the garage and this beer just jumped into my hands and, and I ended up paying for it.
Can easily happen.
Mental, mate. Mental.
Well, you need to take the way yourself down to get back home. I understand that. It's a usual thing. Good evening to everyone as well. So, and everyone in the chat, thanks for joining us as always. Appreciate your comments and joining with the banter as always. Reverend saying evening, Jez. As a Liverpool FC fan, what a weekend.
Yeah, great weekend for you.
Yeah,
people.
awesome.
Absolutely.
And to Rob Michaels, we're always saying good evening to the Jez as well. So remember, guys, in the chat, this is a multi-stream. So it'll be various content creators that's obviously all sharing each other's comments.
Yeah. I'm probably the only one that's not streaming it.
No, I'm not either.
All right. Okay.
Lasers there, isn't it? We didn't have to play it yet. Evening, James, as well.
I'm not sharing it because Early Doors swears too much and it'll bring my channel down, so I can't be doing that.
And good evening to Forest Rye as well. Good to see you.
Yeah, big up Forest Rye.
Michael Chelsea's going with this one. Sorry, Jez, but your Arsenal cheated, mate. Oh dear me.
What do you mean?
Oh dear.
What do you mean? They got a goal ruled out today. That's it's an inside job. It's corruption.
Have you actually watched the reactions? Because the reactions are hilarious. They're all celebrating like crazy when they've gone 2-1 up, and then it all of a sudden cuts to when they notice it's offside. It's hilarious.
I've got to watch
I told
that.
you straight away. I said that's offside straight away.
Yeah, you did.
To be honest,
I said it's offside straight away.
They were ripping their shirts off and running around and everything. It was hilarious.
Right,
honestly.
to be honest.
It's a question for you guys, especially Tony. You know the laws of the game, right? Yeah. Tell me, how many times does a professional footballer, Martinelli, right, Gabriel Jesus, how many times do they have to be offside before they actually learn the laws of the game? Right, because
So
they're
he's looking down the line as well.
Time, man.
Yeah.
Budgie,
We used to have a Ben Rama that did that.
Yeah.
it's pathetic, man. These guys are professional footballers, and they don't know how to not be offside.
Yeah.
So Fuzzy just said it there, kind of thing. They were looking down the line, say, how can you not be after? Wow. Yeah. I mean, as you said, pro players, they should know better at the end of the day.
Definitely.
It's like if you've got a player that's travelling like at full speed, like breakneck speed, trying to beat the defensive line on the pass. Sometimes it can just miss time by the millisecond.
When they're hanging
But
about,
when they're holding the run, and you're just like, I'm ready. But then the ball comes to you, and you're just like, I'm ready, but I'm offside. I'm ready, but I'm
It's
offside.
constantly with Jesus and Martinelli. They probably do it 2 to 3 times a game. I'm sorry, that's questionable.
The thing is, we've all got these things that we're all born with. They're called eyes, and that's what you use. And if you use that, then you can notice when a defender actually goes in front of you or whatever.
there was a time when we didn't believe that of referees.
I thought you were going to say when we didn't have eyes.
When we didn't believe the referees were born with eyes, How many times did, like, every one of us, including you, I reckon, Jez, who used to be a ref, how many times have you shouted out, fucking hell, ref, can't you see that? Or words to that effect, all
True.
the time. But on the offside thing, like I said, Ben Rama used to be guilty of it for a long time.
Yeah.
But the thing was, Ben Rama was never a counter-attacking footballer. So therefore, he was expecting the play to come through, blah, blah, blah. He never really adapted to the counter-attacking game, in my opinion. But, like the likes of Martinelli and Jesus, these are players that have adapted to different tactics.
Yeah.
Within like a handful of games, they've done it under what's his name, Arteta. He changed his tactics from game to game, and so they've kind of had that education already, and so there's no excuse for it. I understand your frustration, Jez.
There's an intelligence to it as well. Because if you're going that way and everyone's going that way, obviously you're offside.
If you really want to look at probably the best example of beating the offside trap, I reckon in modern football right now, and he's still good at it, Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I reckon he's probably one of the best examples of that sneaky little bastard getting in behind the line and getting goals. He's a classic example of it.
Stan Collymore was very good at it as well.
Yeah, he was
great at it, wasn't he? At Liverpool.
No, it's true.
Brilliant at it.
Before we go on that, I just want to say about, obviously, for most, you've probably already seen the news and that. It was announced this morning that obviously Mikel Antonio has had the operation on one leg by the looks of it, not two, just one leg.
Yeah.
And that's all they've said so far. So speedy recovery to Antonio. Let's
absolutely.
He gets back quickly, and more than anything else than that, his life and health is more important than a game of football at the end of the day.
100%.
So let's just make sure that he gets recovered and they look after him the right way, and we all see him smiling back like he normally does. But, just going to Rob Michael's comment here. I mean, 5 years in 12 days since Arteta took over. wrap me up when he is sacked, or sucks up his pride and resigns? Well, I'll answer that as a non-Arsenal guy. His pride will overrule everything else. He is not going to resign. You know, you'll have to kick him out more than anything else.
Or ill health. That's the only other thing.
Yeah.
But
Anthony, can I just say one thing, mate?
Kind of get ill, Budgie. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing to Anthony? Because you've not moved the tree, you've decided to sit in front of it. That's quite a good tactic, mate. That.
Well, do you know what? Going on the when Arsenal scored their goal and it went to VAR and you had to draw a straight line, yeah. I put my Christmas tree in front of the fucking telly, so it was straight, so it wasn't offside. So,
big up to Henry A. Baker that gifted 5 memberships out to people, so appreciate that. Thank you very much. Also, Jez, Henry's also asking you, how was your holiday?
Yeah, it's great. Loved it. Lovely. It was in France. It was down in Burgundy, but it was in the sun. It was sunny every day, but it was like if you're in the sun, it was nice, but the wind was bitter. It was cold, but we had a lovely time. I won't lie. But this is a big thing. I was there with my 2 daughters and my grandson and my granddaughter. But confirmed whilst I was out there is my son, who lives in New Zealand. I think you people might know that, and his fiance. I've confirmed they're coming over. I'm picking them up from Heathrow on the 23rd of December. The wife doesn't know. My daughters don't know. It's a massive, massive secret. And my wife is going to be melting herself because she hasn't seen him for 5 years.
Oh, is that Barbara? Yeah, you wouldn't guess
what. You're not sharing this stream, are you, Jez?
Yeah,
She don't watch me anyway, man. That's going to be a great Christmas present for her.
Absolutely.
And
it'd be nice, Jez. Absolutely lovely.
It'd be great because he confirmed it last week that flights are booked and everything. I've got to pick them up. I'm going to hide them away in the local hotel. What do they call them? Premier Lodge? Premier Inn?
Premier Inns.
Premier Inns.
I'm hiding them away there for 2 days until Christmas Eve. And then I'm going to pitch up here. And my 2 daughters are here with their children. And then it's going to be a massive thing for the wife.
That'd be amazing, mate. That'd be amazing.
I am actually quite a nice bloke, really.
Well, we know that to a point.
Except you can't remember what the creatures are that your children have got. Children, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Just want to say, Michael Chelsea in there. Obviously, he's just become a member of the channel, so thank you very much for doing that. And also to DJ Crane. My first super chat for Tony. Big up, moving on up. Big up the 6-starred panel, shall I say? Yeah. Big up to you guys. Yeah. Ryan's asking the question, lads, why does Arsenal play with no urgency? So,
silence.
So, yeah, that sums it up.
Silence.
Moving on.
It was silence.
Please answer that.
I just feel it's the team. It's the team. It's the manager that picks the team at the end of the day. He's the one who likes playing players out of position. I called on it in the chat. I just don't like seeing Thomas Partey right back. I'm sorry, but I just don't. And that's a big chunk at the spine in the middle of the team where you've got to move a player from there into a right back position.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jez touched on it because I am forgot what the time was. I didn't watch the beginning part of the show. What is it got to take for Mikel Arteta to put his personal feelings aside and put Chiarantini in at left back?
Yeah.
What has it got to take? Because
Yeah.
I tell you what, I touched on it years ago. When you used to have the old managers years ago, if they did not like a player, they put their personal feelings aside. If that guy was doing a job there on the pitch, 100% to the best of his ability, that
Yeah.
manager would play him.
That's a good manager. That's a good manager. That's a good manager.
That's a good manager.
I was going to
That's
ask
the problem.
a question, actually, of both yourself, Anthony, and Jez. Do you think that ego plays a part in that question as to why
Massively.
they're not
Yes.
doing, the job?
I think so. I do agree with you. I think there is just too much of that.
I think it stems from Arteta. He's got a huge ego,
100%.
and I think that the players he's got around him kind of emulate it, and that maybe they've already got big egos anyway, And I think there's a lot of egos, flying around. Don't get me wrong, there's some very, very talented players in amongst them. Very talented, but I just think that ego gets the better of our
Yeah. I've got a prime example of that, actually. Alex Ferguson and Roy Keane.
Yeah.
They didn't like each other at all, but at the end of the day, when he puts Roy Keane on the pitch, I mean, sorry, Fuzz, I'm talking about a time when you was actually any good. But, he puts Roy Keane on, and that's what you do as a manager. It's not down to your personal preference of who you get on with. If they do the business on the
pitch,
pitch,
as well, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You stay professional, regardless of what you think of the the manager, the player, whatever. You go out there and do a job. I mean, obviously Ryan's alluded onto this. He's so bored of watching us play these days. He's on his phone after the game. It's so dull and slow to watch Arsenal. That's just how it's got. And
that was another problem.
I feel your pain, mate.
With Moyes, though, because he had his favourites, and there were players he really didn't want or like.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the amount of money West Ham lost on two strikers. Skamaka and Haller. We lost. I think it totaled to about 25 million between them. Two strikers,
Wow.
And Haller was our, record signing at that time.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah.
Well, if you actually listen to the Brian Clough situation, the players, when they talk about him now, they will say, like, he's not the kind of guy you would have, like, gone for a drink with or gone to the pub with, but you would have ran through a wall for him on the football pitch.
Yeah.
So, and that's what matters. And I think that's what the problem is at Arsenal. Arteta is just such a big head.
John Lyle was
just
that sort
his
of
way or
manager
no
as
way.
well.
I don't understand why he's a big head. I don't understand why he's a big head. I know what
Well, I
Budgie's saying
don't.
by the word ego. Now, with ego, what comes into ego is if we had a player from years ago, as you know, Thierry Henry, world-class quality, right? If he was an Arsenal manager, I get it where the ego comes in. But when you're like a manager of Mikel Arteta playing for Arsenal, and you're just mediocre, then he shouldn't have an ego at the end of the day. I personally don't think his ego.
He may be mediocre, Anthony, but he's mediocre in one of the top clubs in the country.
Yeah,
True.
Exactly. But this is the problem.
Fuels the ego.
I don't think it comes down to his ego. I personally think it comes down to I will say it. I personally think he's a bit thick. That's my opinion of the guy.
Yeah.
I think it's more arrogance than anything else because you
Well,
believe your own
arrogance
hype.
as well. Yeah.
You believe your own hype after a while. That's the thing, and you've seen players come and go because of it. They've got, they're trying to be bigger than what he is, and he don't like that. And the first thing you do is you're out. You're gone.
Yeah.
Which plays into the fact of what Anthony says, that he's thick. Because if you're going to do that, but the trouble with Arteta, he's got like a trampoline sort of situation. Whatever he does, he just keeps bouncing up,
True.
Whatever he does, he just keeps bouncing back. Because Kroenke's just keep him there,
Another new member, Tony.
Yeah, I've just seen that. It's Mr. Joshy J. Thanks for becoming a new member as well. Big up to Ravi. Big up, lads. Smash the likes up and subscribe.
Yeah,
and
big
that's
up, mate.
all to all the content creators as well. Don't forget those guys, please. Ineos through Ashworth under the bus, it seems. Bit the excitement out of Arsenal Arteta has. No, looking good.
Would Newcastle take Ashworth back, do you reckon?
Ooh, that'd be an interesting one.
I wouldn't think so. They've got Paul Mitchell there now.
Well,
Oh, is it?
They replaced him, so
Didn't hang around then. Bloody hell.
Yeah. Sorted, bro. Sorted.
Just coming back to this one, James has said, has a captain been subbed so much in the history of the Premier League, and that mean in the likes of Odegaard?
Mm,
Good
Yeah.
point.
true.
Yeah.
True.
I would say the only thing that came close to it was Mark Noble in his final 2
Final
seasons. when he was
Yeah,
winding down.
yeah.
This is a player in his prime, though, Budge.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
Mm.
saying. It was in his final 2 seasons when he's winding down.
Yeah.
And he wasn't
Odegaard
doing
is supposed to be in his prime. He's supposed to
Yeah. There is no precedent to it, really, is there, to be fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anybody actually notice, though, he kept bending down and grabbing his ankle
be. Oh, did
in
he?
most of that game? So I don't know. I mean, I know he gets subbed a lot on that. But if you look back in the day with your Stuart Pearces and your Roy Keanes, they didn't get subbed. You
No,
never
you
subbed
never-
your captain off.
Neither Tony Adams,
No.
Sol Campbell, they weren't ever subbed off. And for a captain to be subbed off, it just proves one thing: he's not captain material. You don't ever tell his players get stuck in, or he's motivating the players on the pitch. He's saying, "Right, come on, lads,
Just
we're in
goes
this."
like that to the fans, don't he? Go on, go
Yeah.
on, go on. That's
Yeah,
all he
true.
and
does.
taking
That's what he
photos.
It goes to show you how clever Arteta has been, or is. He paid £105 million for the perfect captain for that club.
There you go.
100%.
Never gave
100%.
him the armband.
100%.
Yep, that's true.
100%.
And
Rob
that's where
Michael's asking.
fitness comes into it, Budge.
True.
Sorry, mate?
That's where thickness comes into it. He says.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Rob
agree.
Michael's
that's what I'm
asking.
saying. You know what I mean? You
How
go
long
and
does
pay
Arteta have
£105
left?
million for potentially one of the best English midfielders in the world right now. And
I think it'd be
he's
next
captain of
season.
the club that he's leaving. He's been spoken about many times as potential captain to replace Harry Kane in the national squad, and yet doesn't
Anyone
give him
that can't
the-
see his captain is an
Yeah.
idiot. Sorry, but everybody
Yeah,
else
yeah,
can
yeah.
see it.
That's
Yeah.
true.
and,
Okay.
and he's still doing the captain's job when he's on the pitch.
Mm.
Still, you
Exactly.
see him orchestrating
Exactly.
that midfield.
Probably next
Mm.
season, I'd say. One for you, Jez and Anthony. How long does Arteta have left?
Too
Oh,
long.
not long with a bit of hope. Not long.
5 years.
5 years.
But he's got 2.5 years left.
10
He's got
years.
2.5 years left on his contract, so I think he's gonna be there in the 2.5 years of his contract. It's like what I said. Obviously, if we don't win anything in those 2.5 years, that's domestic cups, Premier League, right? He should be gone. But listen, it'd be down to the owners. If the Cronkies offer him another contract after that, not winning a trophy, not at least one, then it proves that the Arsenal fans are right. They're not in it for the trophies; they're in it for the money.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Just a question to you two Arsenal guys, right? Is Rice not the captain because Odegaard is an easier person to deal with than Rice, maybe? Because Arteta don't want nobody combating him, does he?
I think it's more to do with seniority within the club.
Hmm. Hmm.
Odegaard's been there 3 years or so, hasn't he? 2-4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
That's
know.
probably where that came in.
I don't
Yeah.
know in terms of like personality
And that's
traits.
the only reason Jared
These
Bowen
guys.
got the captaincy at West Ham.
yeah.
Because he's one of the most senior players of the starting 11, if you prefer. Can I just sort of say hi to Colin?
All right,
Yeah,
Colin,
of course,
mate.
yeah. Just seen
How
that.
you
He's
doing, bro?
just been visiting his friend and that. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice to
hopefully
see you join
everything
us.
went well. Keep us informed, mate. Keep us informed.
Shares my name, so Colin is awesome.
Yeah, I just wonder quickly with the whole captaincy situation
Back
with
in
Arsenal, the fact that
Go on,
Odegaard
mate.
gets subbed off so much despite being club captain, whether you say that's a a tactical decision, or whether it's a fitness issue, or whether it's just because he views the squad as like multiple people have got the leadership factor. So they don't necessarily appoint just one out and out captain and vice captain. They've got a whole like core group of like 3, 4, or 5 captain role people in that group.
Yeah.
I don't know whether there's something like that going on that we don't know about.
Yeah. Could be like having half a dozen vice captains sort of thing.
Evening, Sharky, as well. And also to Luke as well. Good to see you all. What was he?
I mean, I thought Kieran Tierney would have been a good captain if he was still playing, but you know.
Yeah, but he don't get minutes, does he?
No, I know.
True. Cole's saying, whoever thought Arsenal were winning the league, get yourself lobotomised if you did. I mean, I think that's the truth in there straight away with that comment alone. And Ravi's asking you, Jez, does this highlight that Arsenal need a striker?
Absolutely. Come on.
That's the $1 million question, isn't it?
You look. Come on, fuck's sake. You can go and stand on the moon, right, and look down and say, what the hell? You know, we clearly, we've been saying it, people, for 3 bloody seasons. Right, Aubameyang went out the door for what? You know, we're not going to get into that, but he went out the door, and we haven't replaced him, and we ain't got a striker. Havertz, Jesus, let's get it right. Jesus is a waste of bloody space. Right? No wonder Man City sold him. Yeah? No wonder Chelsea sold Havertz. Yeah? Then that's not the level. Yeah? I mean, there's one case in point today in that game at Fulham. Right? Havertz, 8 yards out, spoons it 3 yards past the bloody post. And that's a striker.
Eddie Nketiah would have been better.
Target, at least get it on target, man.
Yeah, of course.
At least get it between the posts. I mean, shockingly, come on, man. And then, come on, fuck off. And you get people sitting there calling it out on my chat saying, "Oh, Jez, are you going to apologise when we win the league? Fuck off, you wankers." we ain't winning the league. Let's get it right. We ain't winning the league. We ain't winning the Champions League. Yeah, seriously. You know, I doubt we'll win the FA Cup, right? And we're in the mix with the carrier bag. But hey, let's just leave it there, shall we?
No, exactly. Just going back and forth. Well, I mean, I love that badge. You know, that's nice defined. It really looks good. So it's a nice emoji you got on there.
That's one of those stars on a wonk.
Nice 2 stars on it, aren't they? Hey?
You go from that picture then to that picture. I mean, come on, what downgrade?
I want to see that Christmas tree. I want to see that Christmas tree.
Yeah. Come on, Anthony. Stop acting the Christmas tree.
Anthony, I want that Christmas tree sat on the chair, and you sat behind the tree next to the wall.
What you call him, Stanton?
Stanton, yeah. Brief clips. Quick, look. Hang on.
I don't know what's the tree.
Yeah, she sorted it out.
Yeah, she's done it.
Using that thing.
Ryan, yes, they are coming up. They're coming up on, I can see them on all the stream, but they are coming up. We can see your messages.
Just one thing, if I can say it about Rice before I went off. The one thing I would say about Rice, and I think I've said this to Jez before, and maybe Anthony, if Arteta was sacked tomorrow, which I'm sure you guys would want, the next manager that comes in will make Rice captain. He'll stick with Odegaard for 2 or 3 games, and then he will eventually change it to Rice.
Yeah, instantly.
Yeah, you can see him bouncing it straight away, can't you?
I mean, any manager worth their salt is going to look at that club and say, he is the natural captain for that.
100%.
He was
Yeah.
born for he was born for that purpose.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because like he did a really, really good job as West Ham captain.
Mhm.
He lifted a trophy as captain, you know, and then he goes to a bigger club to win silverware. And without him orchestrating that midfield and the defence,
Mhm.
he's not going to win trophies.
No, well, it's the only European trophy he's going to be lifting, or is it Arsenal?
Yeah, it's true. Michael, please, is saying, why do Newcastle only turn up against the bigger teams? I mean, like, you know, seeing that result against Brentford yesterday, 4-2. I mean, Newcastle looks a bit all over the shop yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the one set of highlights I did watch.
Yeah, I did as well.
Really shocked by the score.
Mm. I mean, I know they didn't, you know, when we played them, they didn't, you know, they weren't exactly at the races, but looking at one against Brentford yesterday, I mean, yeah, that was quite bad how it turned out for them, really.
Well, they've been at the races every time they've played us so far. They've knocked us out the carrier bag, and then they did us in the league. But watching the highlights the other day, it looked like Newcastle was on top of it, and then all of a sudden Brentford kicked in, and that was it, job done.
Yeah.
I mean, they fell apart against us as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Although on the night, I've got to say, we were good, but they could have been a heck of a lot better, and they could have got a result out of us, I reckon.
Mm.
They were very fortunate. I mean, we did the Thursday show afterwards at times, didn't we, with Mum Crosby.
Yeah, that's right.
And even she said, you know, Newcastle just didn't turn up.
Yeah.
It's a bit strange, isn't it? Big up Mr. Bajlani. Big up all Dan Ashworth decision shows Man United still throw dumb money after bad after idiots. Looks like it, yep. Steve Bell saying Cornet used to be offside in the changing rooms.
That's about right and all, Steve.
Brilliant. Question for the lads. Why do Arsenal play with no urgency and have no open play chances anymore? It's all done with corners now, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Tactical.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's
I'm not
down
gonna
to
pull
giving
any-
it to Saka. If Saka can get round on his left foot, then they'll get a goal from that. But if not, they kick it against one of the other players and get a corner.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Yeah, let's hope for the best. Let me just catch up with a couple of the comments, and I'm going to go in some West Ham bits. We are dire to watch, and I don't enjoy watching us anymore. It's a chore to tune in every game nowadays. That's not good. Michael saying 20 seconds for a fan to offside, 5 minutes for VAR. Jesus.
Mm.
Yeah, just like Cornet, he was born offside. Nick saying if the table starts at 11th place, Tottenham are first, Newcastle second, and United are third.
Exactly. Wow. See, we're in the top three, guys. We're in the top three.
Mm.
But there's also things called the Twilight Zone as well.
True, but but he's also added on here. Liverpool's got a 50% of chance of winning the title. Chelsea's got 15%, and between Arsenal and Man City, they've only got 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
yes,
before we do move on to anything else, the Man City downfall is quite shocking to see. It's very sudden, and you know they've got some of the most dangerous players in the league in that team. You know, the likes of Haaland, De Bruyne, and Gundogan, and that. I mean, they're dangerous players, and yet it just doesn't seem to be clicking for them.
No.
I reckon the local pub team would beat them at the moment. You know, they're
well, we can't, but
well, you know.
So Michael's also saying, I think El Sakiko tomorrow we win 4-2, and both managers or coaches or whatever you want to call them get sacked. Can you imagine that, the pair of them both getting the boot?
Well, Michael, if the result is anything like you say, I'd be happy. And if Lopetegui does go, I'll be happy. I really would feel sorry for Gary O'Neill, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah.
It's a tough job, Wolves, for anybody. And, and I think that, no disrespect to Forest or anybody that supports them, but I think Nuno is perfect for Wolves. He was before, and I think he still is. His philosophy suits that kind of club. That's the kind of football they really thrive at.
Yeah.
But Gary O'Neill's a great coach. He's a really good coach.
Yeah, he is. He is.
But he's not.
He hasn't really been back though, has he?
No, and he's not got the players that he wants. He's lost a lot of his decent players.
Neto.
So, I think Gary O'Neill's been unfortunate. He probably will go, and I hope he gets himself another job in the league, or in the championship, and then brings someone up and does well.
Would you take a loss tomorrow to get rid of Lopetegui?
No. I'm going, so no.
All right. Okay.
All
right, we'll see you walking out halfway through when the 4-0 up then.
That's not going to happen. I'm not going to walk out.
Yeah, I'm slowly catching up with the chat, guys. So sorry about the people in the chat. I am getting there. As you know, it does go a bit crazy. One crazy Christmas at Jez's house, obviously catching up with Jez's. And Matt's also saying, lovely gesture, Jez. Well played, buddy.
Absolutely.
Lawrence is saying, good stuff, Jez, you legend.
Yeah.
When the family come home.
Yeah.
I'm doing a watch along tomorrow for that game, the Osakiko, and I'm going to have a Budgie cam. I'm having a Budgie cam, so if you start losing, I'm going to go, look, there's Budgie, look, walking out, he's walking out.
Yeah, all you're going to see is an empty seat. Big up tractor, dirty Arsenal today. The referee's bailed you out in terms of that first goal, big time.
You'll probably see me handcuffed to the actual chair so that I can't walk.
Oh, good. Yeah. Evening, Terence. Felt terrible predicting Arsenal's 1-1 draw in Aaron's show earlier. No one likes seeing a sad gooner. Well done, Arteta. Tactician supreme.
True.
How's that shirt? That West Ham shirt? That Arsenal shirt.
The Arsenal shirt, yeah. I did see he's wearing it. It wasn't great. Get rid of this inverted bollocks. He's not Pep and play Tierney. He's our best left back of the club. Agree on that one wholeheartedly. Yeah, definitely on that one. Thank you, Michael, as well. My thoughts are with Mikel Antonio. I hope he's okay and comes back fighting, which I'm sure he will. Let's hope so as well. Ravi's got another question for you. Anthony and Jez, why don't Arsenal players shoot from outside the box like we saw Sancho do today for Chelsea? That's an interesting one.
True.
It's probably because we haven't got a player that can score outside the box. Rice has done it. Partey's done it, in all fairness.
Martin done it a few times.
Who?
Odegaard's done it a few times.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but,
I've got to be honest. At the Arsenal team, outside of the box, when the ball falls to them, there's two players in the Arsenal team that I actually hold my breath, especially if it's against us. Declan Rice and Odegaard. They're the two players that really worry me outside the box.
Just feels like Martinelli and Saka don't. Well, Saka more so than Martinelli, but Martinelli and Jota don't feel like they shoot in shooting positions. Unless it's so blatantly obvious.
They used to, but it just seems to me now it's all restriction.
Yeah.
We rely way too heavily on Saka.
Yeah.
His little magic.
And to be fair, Saka's really off. I think he wants top bins too much. And things like that. He wants real, spectacular goals, doesn't he? I mean, don't get me wrong, he's perfectly capable of scoring tap-ins and, a blast shot up into the top or whatever. He's capable of it.
Well, we know that.
He loves to do the the big old curly whirly ones. And I'm afraid Jared Bowen's got a little bit like that as well. Because he's had a few of them, he tends to like having to go. And, you know, although they're both very talented at it, you know, the percentage of successful shots in that sort of region is low compared to a straight shot, as it were. You know.
The thing is with Saka for me, he's too much of a one-trick pony. Because as soon as he starts to go inside, you've just got to keep him off his left foot, which we never managed to do. He always gets on his left foot with us.
Same here as well, funny enough.
Yeah,
we was
you've
the same
just got to
as well.
keep him. If you can get in the way of his left foot, he ain't scoring.
No.
I think it's just naivety from the players on the pitch at the time. You know, they tend to think that, you know, I can't let him go on my left. I can't. You know, that's their natural instinct is to stop a right winger from going left. For you, as it were. You know,
that goal he scored against us.
Going to
he did,
right is a little bit alien to him.
That goal he scored against us, that was JWP, because we was keeping him off his left foot, and if JWP had actually run right into him, yes, he might have given a penalty away, obviously. But if he'd have actually done that, he don't get that shot. I mean, it's an amazing shot, but it don't happen if you don't defend like a bunch of fucking bellends.
True, because obviously, I think you've all said it, and even Jess said the same thing. I mean, Saka seems to be more in the 18-yard box now than he has a shot. Don't see him do it in the 6-yard box. It's always in the 18-yard area.
Yeah.
And it's too easy to read, really. But, hey, you know, one of those, isn't it? Ravi's asking you, Fuzzy, has Amran decided which players he's going to move on by the end of the season? Do you think it's already come?
All of them.
Excuse me.
Probably most of the players who want to move on, but I think also the club do.
Excuse me.
Judging by one of the reasons they got rid of Ashworth is perhaps because of the way that the summer went, because Ashworth did all of the transfers and controlled the contract situation, controlled all the outgoings. And I think half of the people there are just like, well, half the players that we wanted sold are still here, Dan. Why are they here? Why are suddenly these players getting new contracts, like Bruno? Massive bumper contract with a huge pay rise. Why did you do that, Dan? So I think there's probably whoever the director of football that comes in as well, because I think they're looking at a few people, including the Atletico Madrid one. I think Barta or Berta. But,
that wind sounds quite bad. I don't know where it's coming from, but it sounds quite bad.
Yeah, I can hear it in the background there,
I can hear it.
Yeah.
Not me, mate.
Has somebody farted?
I'm going to go. I'm going to turn my mic off.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, whoever smelt it dealt it, so I'll just have to wait to see which face gets a bit scrunched.
I ain't smelt it yet, mate. It's not scratching the sniffer when you're on the street.
That's still to come yet. Good evening to Rob. Hope you keeping well, mate. Arteta's issue is stubbornness. You won't admit he's wrong about a player. This is very true. So let's see now. Where's the other one that Michael's also put in there? Yes, I see this as well. Looks like we're going to get Harry Potter or Michael Carrot if Sully pays the buyout, because it seems like Lopetegui's kind of did a cryptic message. I think he's kind of resigned to the fact that he's going to be going, and it looks like it could be Potter. I don't know if it's going to be into him, because I did see another article where apparently we've already had talks with Allegri, but he doesn't want to come until the new season.
Yeah, and I've also seen that Graham Potter has refused a temporary contract. He wants
he done a short-term one, does he?
No, he wants more long.
I think we will get Potter. I think that team is made for Graham Potter.
I think we'll either get Potter on a long term, or we'll get someone like, I don't know, let's just say Noble and Kevin Nolan, for argument's sake, as interims for the rest of the season, and then Allegri or Carrick or I mean, look, personally, I think it's inevitable Carrick is going to end up at West Ham. So I'd say get him in sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spoke about this on Thursday, didn't we? Yeah.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. So
I
it'd
said
be
the same
interesting.
But, you know, things change on a daily basis, don't they? You know, and,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't know about the Allegri connection until today.
Mm.
So, you know, I mean, look, to be fair, I know very little about Allegri other than the fact that a lot of people rate him.
Yeah, he's won Serie A a few times in that. But the trouble is, though, Arsenal was after him at one time, and he didn't want to come to Arsenal. It's because he was winning trophies at Juventus. You know, he was the main man then. But it's like what I said to Fuzzy as well, and I always stuck by it. Like with these Man United fans, I reckon they should have let Van Nistelrooy interim manager for this season. I mean, look what he's done at Brighton today. 2-0 down, pulled it back to 2-2 with a team like Leicester.
Yes.
And beat us in the week as well.
Yeah.
No, I think Andrew's stamped his mark on it, Anthony. I think he'll come. You know, that's the good thing about it. I mean, like, you know, look at the Chelsea today. Maresca, the short period of time he's been there, they've got a style of play. You can see that. You know, Nuno with Wolves taking his second season there, but they look complete. You know, chalk and cheese is the best way. Unfortunately, with with West Ham and Arsenal, and there it's the same old. And with Amorim and that, there's a long way to go.
Nuno's at Forest, mate.
Yeah, Nuno's at Forest.
Oh, is he? Oh, I thought it was Potter still. Or was it Cooper? I don't know. Keep changing.
No,
you know?
apparently we've sacked Cooper.
Oh, shit.
Allegedly,
It looked like he'd been eating mushrooms from the forest.
Mind you, I suppose if you look at it, the great one here is Michael Chelsea saying, keep Ange in, fantastic gaffer.
Yeah.
Every
I agree with that 100%.
Every cloud. Colin saying, Tony and Budgie, I hear that Tadibo does not want to play for the club anymore.
If
true, that's sad.
Well, I think it's more, as Michael said here, because I believe it's more this. He doesn't want to play for Lopetegui, and I think there's a lot of people.
I think Judas is one of those as well, isn't he?
I think there's a few. I think the list is growing. That's the thing. Robbie's got a question for you. Thoughts on how you've been against the so-called big teams in games?
Well, I mean, we did better against them sort of last season. We've not been. We beat Man United. They're a big team, I suppose. And I think we're doing all right. I think we have dropped the ball a little bit where it comes to the big teams. I think we could have done a lot better this season with them. But we're getting the points elsewhere. So, doesn't matter, does it, really? I mean, it'd be nice to challenge them. And we beat Liverpool, let's face it. I mean, we're the only team that has. So, for 55 years.
Would it be fairer to say that Man United are a big club rather than a big team?
Yeah. I think that would be definitely more case.
Teams are really, kind of underperforming, etc., etc.
13th for a reason.
As always, Lawrence is sharing the love with you, Fuzzy, as always. How did your team do this weekend? Asking for a friend.
I gave a very a 3-word answer. Very descriptive, analytical response.
I only have one thing to say. We're gonna score one more than you, Forest.
Shit.
Look at that big up to yeah, thank you very much. Muller Rice, future captain of England. Yep, and Moyes incoming to Arsenal. Oh, imagine that one.
Speaking of Muller Rice, forget that. What about Muller corner yogurts? That's your next campaign. Peel away shirts. Yeah, peel away shirts. You got the away kit underneath with the home kit on top.
Yeah, look, Terence says here about the Rice situation. Yeah, I totally agree. Rice should be Arsenal captain, born leader and respected. Yet it takes away the cameras from Arteta's eyebrows. That's about right.
I personally think that Mikel Arteta has been possessed by the Mysterons.
Yeah.
I believe it. 100%.
Scarlet.
Yeah, exactly. Set piece again.
That's
Set
in
piece
black,
again.
isn't it?
Hey, boys, I've got to bounce. I've cooked this beautiful beef stew for the missus.
Oh, cheers.
She's just come in from work, so I've got to go and
Dumplings, and I'm not talking about your missus. I'm talking about in the beef stew. Dumplings, good man.
Budgie. I ain't put them in yet, so I've got
20
to do
minutes, that's all they need.
that. Yeah, got to do it, man. Boys,
Love you.
Yeti
Cheers.
Love you, Jez. Take care, buddy.
and Tony, Anthony as well. You guys, legends. And I really enjoy this channel, and catch you soon, boys. All
Yes,
right?
mate.
Yeah,
enjoy
big love,
that
mate.
beef stew. I feel envious,
I
mate.
think
so.
Enjoy it.
Big love to you and Bob.
It's been good
Yeah.
streaming again. I haven't streamed for what 2 week, whatever. Fuck it, don't matter. I've really enjoyed it, and it's good to be back. And I'll catch you boys soon.
Yes.
Yeah,
Take
care.
it
All right,
easy, Jez.
cheers, Jez. So,
Cheers, bro.
Yeah,
Well done, mate.
See you
Take
later.
care, mate. Take care. Take care.
Chelsea are better than Arsenal. Thank you, Marlon. I think, yeah, at the moment they definitely are. There's no two ways about it. Evening, Ray. Evening, lads. I'll be switching between here and the Marseille game. I've had a punt. Ooh, good luck.
I fucking hate stew. Yeah.
Obviously, I missed out on Jez's one, but question for you, Anthony. When are Ethan and Lewis going to get the minutes and start they deserve over some of the average players at Arsenal?
Do you know what? That's a good question. I really don't know. That depends on Mikel Arteta.
Hello, Joe.
I mean, the two young talented players. I mean, now where he's young and talented, he's been proven in that. But I think he's the sort of guy. If Odegaard's injured, he got to step into that position, Odegaard's position, because that's where he really plays and gets the goals.
That'll be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Just see this one here. Quote of the night. My cat's wind is bad. Yeah, Colin's obviously said about Allegri as well. We'll be interested to become our coach, but not until the end of the season. That is why I'm wondering what was the reason Sullivan offered a part of an interim job. Well, as we just said there, Colin, I think it's the case of, and he wants a full time, doesn't he? Can't, you know. Brendan Gully, thanks for coming in. Prayers for Mickey, absolutely. I mean, obviously, just seeing the message here that he's also, Michael's added. Mickey has 7 months left on his contract. He's had a compound fracture in his lower leg. Surgery was successful 6 months before he gets back on the grass. And if you looked at the damage to that vehicle, the fact that he's only got one leg damaged.
Lucky boy.
Poor mate. That in itself.
I mean, I'm forever the optimist. But when I saw that picture, instantly my heart sunk.
Yeah,
I was saying, yeah.
Well, it was the message, Budgie, more than for me, when it says our thoughts and prayers with his friends and his family and friends. Because straight away, when you hear that, you think the absolute worst.
Yeah,
worst.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, we've all had our moans about Mikel Antonio's performances at times. As West Ham fans, we do. We were critical of every player. He was never just singled out. But we still love the man. We admire the fact that he is our record Premier League goal scorer. And he overtook a club legend in Canio to achieve that. For us, even if he left us and went back to, say, Forest, for example, and finished his career at Forest, he would still forever be a Hammer.
Yeah.
Whether you want to call him a club legend or a hero or, just one of the players that you admire, or however you want to categorise him, he'll be forever a Hammer.
Yeah,
that's true. And what's happened over the last 24 hours has really highlighted that. And I want to also say big up to all of the supporters from other clubs and all the other clubs that have made statements and that on Mick's behalf, big them all up.
Yeah.
No, it's classy.
Yeah.
It's classy.
Yeah.
100%.
Very classy.
It's classy. Yeah,
Let's
give
not
it, you know.
forget he was actually Antonio. He was actually good for Nottingham Forest as well, mind.
Oh,
Absolutely.
he was awesome. He was awesome.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
That's what made us. That's what made us get him. No worries, Budge. That's what made.
I think if we could have got in the Prem, then we would have kept him.
I believe so.
But,
as well.
you know,
No, definitely.
nothing but love for the guy. He was awesome for us.
Still got to feel bad for Steve Bell though, because he's still stuck in the booze. It's too dangerous to go outside. Let's help him. Fart soaking through the cables.
Still stuck in my poor side.
No, Mama, unfortunately not. I think Usual Suspect is the one that's kind of reached out. I think he's not been well, is he? So let's hope Steve's okay, because it's been a long time since we've heard from him. And yeah, we're all concerned, I must admit. Be good to know what he's actually, if he's okay. Budgie, Steve Cox, you know, I think he's come on to Old School Hammers and that. You know, have you heard any news?
I haven't actually, no.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest with you. I had noticed that he hadn't been in the chat for a little while, but you know, and of course I didn't do it this week either. So
yeah,
you know, I haven't seen or heard anything.
Let's say speedy recovery to him. Let's hope he's all okay.
I hope he's well.
Tempted saying wearing that Arsenal top was cheaper than buying him a Christmas present. For your information, I showered with Ditto afterwards. Michael Chelsea, Jelly Potter Fish Potter. Oh dear, West Ham are finished if that's the case. A little bit different, different kettle of fish, shall we say, coming to West Ham if he does.
Be a different job though. I mean, when he went to Chelsea, he got all these players just thrown at him, pretty much like what Cooper did with us. And Cooper did a good job of it. But it's not easy when you've just got players thrown at you, you know, and you've got to build a squad out of that. Not a lot of managers can do that.
No, that's true. It is true. Michael saying Noble wants Carrick, Tim wants Allegri or Contentio, Sully wants the cheapest thing out there. Oh dear me! Maybe that 50p coin.
I'm available. Available. I can be West Ham manager.
So, there's a comment from Colin right down near the bottom, addressed to you and me. That's quite interesting.
I'll get there, mate. I'm just catching up on, you know, as you can see, as always. Evening, Damien. Evening, gents. Panel. What's this cryptic message Lot was put out? I think he's basically resigned to the fact that he's going to go.
Yeah.
I think it's the way he's kind of worded it. And it's no use kind of putting up a conversation that you are going to
big up Joe.
Turn it around. But I can't see it. I can't see it happening. Yeah, we should have sacked Dopey Loppy and Ruvo Nesuoin. I think we all should. He should have come. Tyson's there. But Sullivan, as always. Sullivan, Colin, that's the problem. No, Forte probably got Ashworth into trying to get Isaac transfer over the line next season. Oh, that'd be interesting. They're all going to say goodbye. Get in there. Take care. If you've gone for us, right? Thanks for coming in. Fuzzy is missing Donna Cullen, you can tell. Yeah, mate.
What do you mean? You came in the chat today. She literally was the only chatter in my.
Oh, was it? Oh, she finally tracked you down.
She whispering you sweet nothings again.
Nah, I mean she was just like, oh, it's just me and you, just me and you. It's just like, yeah, let's click off of that comment.
I've come in, Fuzzy, to give you a smile. I know Manchester United aren't doing very well, but just come and sit on my knee. And
grooming you, mate. I'm telling you.
Henry, no, we don't know if he lost control of his car. I mean, obviously, we can only speculate at this stage. But looking at the damage and that, you know, we obviously the car collided with a tree, so that's not great at any speed. Yeah, the claw.
The claw.
The claw.
The claw. Wind and slippery road. Yep.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what injury Romeo had for Spurs got today? Because he came off, didn't he?
Does anybody care?
Or was it just, shot-eyed-us, I think it's called, being a shit player? Maybe
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Doubled it actually. Mama Flossie is 20,000. He to get insurance of these motors these days. Probably gone up now, even more now. Evening, Richard. Good to see you.
Good evening, Mitch. On the subject of I've forgotten what it was now. Forget it. Ignore me.
No, I've just seen this comment.
I read another comment and it went completely out of my head. This is the one.
Bleeding there. Let's hope not. He has contacted David Sullivan. Oh, Jesus.
Back
God.
in the set.
Oh, mate.
As interim, I really wouldn't mind. But he's not going to want interim.
No.
Return of the Mac.
Do you think he's Everton playing Moisey? Do you reckon if Deutsch gets sacked, do you reckon Moisey will go straight there, straight to Everton?
Perhaps, yeah, perhaps. I mean, the thing is, I know there was a lot of people, especially myself, West Ham fans, saying that, the people that were saying, be careful what you wish for, were a bunch of idiots. Actually, I agree with them now. We are regretting what we wish for in getting rid of Moyes and getting this man in. Right, none of us wished for him, but, I'm regretting it, definitely.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And the famous words of Drew McIntyre. I prayed
It has,
for
Mama.
this, and
It
it
has been a long
happened.
time. It has been a long time. Bear with me.
Talking about wrestling again first.
Yeah.
Oh, guess what?
That's
I saw.
one thing.
I was watching the Chelsea game, and I went on to Wolfie's channel. Wolfie went live, and it was him, GCP. I call him TCP, right? And it was Stepsy in the middle, and he had a yellow bandana on his head. And I turned around and said, "Big up, chaps." So I said, "Is that Hulk Hogan in the middle?" Right? And then and then it come in. It was all coming in. I was putting it in. Stepsy Mania, right? You could just imagine, couldn't you?
Do you type in chat when it comes crashing down? Then it's a sign.
Yeah. All that was typed in. Yeah.
Oh wow. Evening, James. How are you, mate?
All right, mate. All right. I just done the preview for tomorrow's game. A bit surreal, isn't it? Last 24 hours have been a bit mad.
Yes, mate.
In the West Ham world, and to try and keep you got to go into a game tomorrow knowing you emotionally we're all going to be a bit fragile, especially with the Mikel Antonio thing. It's literally derailed us big time because now we've got a manager that looks like he's on his way out. We've got a striker that's in hospital. It's just if it ain't one thing, it's another, isn't it? It's not good at the minute. But how is everyone else?
All right.
Yeah, I'm all right.
How do you need 20?
How you doing, man? Even yesterday, I don't know about you boys, but yesterday was a bit mad. It's one of the most surreal things I've ever witnessed in YouTube. Basically, seeing that.
So,
the thing is, a lot of people are sort of like, when it first came about, the Antonio crash, when it first came about, a lot of people were saying, "Oh yeah, no, it's the same crash as when he was wearing the snowman outfit, and completely different cars, completely different setting, And it was like, how are people so stupid, And I was just waiting for the official club news on it, and that's all I'm going to believe, until I see anything in black and white from the club. That's where the correct information is going to come from, in my opinion.
I thought they got that wrong as well because they made it sound like it was a hell of a lot worse than what it was.
I think they were just reacting on information they'd received, though, to be fair. Yeah.
True.
True.
Yeah.
When you see a picture like that, I mean, look, James, what was your first opinion when you saw the picture?
I actually thought, is this real? Like, is this for real? Like,
yeah, but like, what did you think about the driver of that vehicle?
Dread
yeah.
was mine.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like, I'm not being funny.
You don't expect anybody to be walking after a crash like that, let alone, you know, I would say, you know, you wouldn't expect them to be alive.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, but you don't know whether the fire brigade got there already, cut him out, and that was half of the fire brigade. Do you know what I mean? So,
good point.
If that was the, I'm going to be honest. If that's the impact that he's done, then he shouldn't be an animal. It's like,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Well, he was stuck in the motor for 45 minutes, wasn't he? That's the thing.
You just actually set me right there, mate, because I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's probably a photo of the aftermath of the fire
brigade. Yeah, once they cut him out.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah. So you don't know how bad it is, but it just puts life into perspective. Honestly, gentlemen, I'm going to be honest. Like, 1 minute you're here, and someone said it on the preview that I just done. They said, like, where's he going? I said, I bet it wouldn't surprise me if he's come back from training. West Ham playing on Monday. It's a Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning training session. Getting prepared for the Monday night game, and it's just ironic, isn't it? Like, if we was playing on the Sunday, would he have been there? No. If we played on the Saturday, he definitely wouldn't have been there. But we're playing on the Monday, and he's there. So, you know,
yeah, because that was the Epping New Road.
Yeah.
And looking at most of the damage, because I can see it here on another photo, what you see at the moment, that picture you saw first of all, that was how it was, because I don't know if you can see it from here. Where's the camera gone? Probably can't see it. That's...
Yeah.
So it was virtually as you see it at that point.
Yeah.
So as much as we don't really want to show that kind of thing, because at the end of the day, and that, I mean, we're all thankful he's still with us. That's the key thing. His family as well. But, it also shows in certain respects, it's a bit slightly off topic. Is you know how much cars are coming along, the strength that their cars now. Because you think that was back in the 80s when we was around, and that then definitely there's no way.
What it is, it's the titanium shell that they got going around it.
That's right. Yeah.
My mum has an ML Jeep, and they have that on them Mercedes all the time with proper titanium sort of cage to a point inside. So when the impact, that will take the brunt of it, and the person will be hurt, but they won't be killed to a point. I think what's hurt me more than anything is if that's the final time we ever see him, because he's got 6 months left on his contract.
Yeah, that was something that I thought about as well, but you know, I thought it was kind of inappropriate to talk about it just yet. But not now. I'm talking about, you know, yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought yesterday it might have been a bit inappropriate for me to suggest that, but now that, you know, we are on that subject, I think you're right, James. I think it could be the last time he wears a claret and blue shirt.
He don't. The way I look at it with Mikel, he don't deserve to go out like that.
No. It's the thing is though, you know, we know he's a fairly fit person, but it's also the recovery rate as well.
Yeah,
that's the other thing you've got to take into consideration.
I think a good percentage of West Ham fans would probably agree with the club taking up that 1 year extension for him and allow him to go out with dignity over the next 100%. Season, maybe with 2 or 3 appearances, you know, even.
100%.
I think it would be a good gesture from the club, but
it'd be nice.
The problem is, it's going to be a year. He's going to be out for a year at least. At the very least. Then he's got to come back. Is he like? I just don't think the club are going to do it. That's why it hurts a little bit more, like, because he's getting on now. Time he comes back, he could be hitting 36.
Yes,
true.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like he's 34 now. He's going to be 35 soon. It could take 18 months for him to come back, and I think that's what hurts more than anything. Obviously, I'm glad he's still alive. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that we're never going to see him in a shirt again, because I honestly do believe he don't play for West Ham again. Yeah, that's it. True. Yeah, I think they run his contract down, and that's the sad bit about it. I think because he's been an absolute legend for West Ham. Like he's been he's been from the Upton Park era to the Stratford era. He's been there through thick and thin, and in a situation that we're in right now, we needed someone like Mikel, and he ain't there now.
No, it's true. True. I mean, you're saying 36. I mean, Venton, he's out of the picture at the moment, but he'll say that's probably our age group that we tend to sign, 36-year-olds. You know, but let's hope, as Joe said there, so he gets better soon. That's the key thing.
Yeah. The thing is, if West Ham can put out a statement like that, then when he comes back, they've got to back him in that respect. Otherwise, that makes it look like it didn't matter anyway. Yeah.
You've just put a token statement out and trying to please everyone. And I agree on that. Yeah, it's a good
someone in the admin sort of website of West Ham's going to be getting a sack. I don't know if you see the sticker or the logo of the badge, and then someone put car sticker set underneath it from West Ham.
Oh my days!
Unbelievable, mate. Yeah, and that was from our own. That's from our own admin.
Wow.
So,
let's hope, as you said, justice is served, because bad taste is not at this time. You don't need that kind of shit, do you?
No.
Henry, haven't got round to it at the moment. Been busy this weekend, so hadn't much of a chance to do that. But I will be getting on with it. What was the other comment I saw up here?
How do you think it's going to affect us?
It's a good shout. How does it affect us? I think if we look at it on a positive note, this should rally the troops together.
I agree.
And it's one of those, this is for Mickey.
Yeah.
Let's get this one for Mickey kind of thing, because obviously, no doubt he would have taken a part in the game tomorrow. And this
it might also hurry the process of bringing Fulkrug back in fully.
Yeah, Fulkrug.
Well, this is the thing, because we're only going to really rely on him and Ings now, aren't we? Really?
Well, until January, yeah. Until January, at the very least. Don't get me wrong, you've got Bowden up front, right? If need be, so we're not
not
well.
Those out and out ones, isn't it? It's literally going to fall onto them two and that, and not being funny. I mean, all right. When he came on the Leicester game, and that, he did look a bit sharp, but he's not surprised when you've had nearly 6 months out. You 3 or 4 months out, shall I say? You're going to be fighting fit. But if you can carry it into the Wolves game,
the only thing I worry about tomorrow is will their emotions take over. That's the only thing, because if they've been in training with him yesterday, they've all left, they've seen him go, then they hear the news. It's when it's like, how can I put it? It's like a member of your family, isn't it? To the point, and then you got.
I think the game would have been called off if it had been a worse outcome.
Absolutely,
100%.
Without doubt, that would have
been
the case.
But
you couldn't expect your teammates to go out there and give any kind of performance.
Yeah.
If it had been a fatal accident,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It's going to be one of them. It's going to be a weird game tomorrow. I actually think West Ham turn up tomorrow, and I think they go through Wolves. I don't know why. I think if West Ham put in a performance like they did against Leicester and take their chances, they win. Now what's happened with Mikel, I think it's literally nailed on that West Ham are going to win tomorrow, and it will save his job for now. I think if he ain't already sacked. So
yeah, true.
But I don't know.
I think it all depends as well how much the players are against Lop as well. I mean, that's going to come into it as well. But then there is also times where players, like when we had Stuart Pearce as a manager, our last game was against Derby, and the players played out their skins for him. But then it weren't the same way afterwards, and he got fired.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could come down to that as well.
Possibly. Yeah, true. Just kind of lighten the mood up a little bit, because obviously we want to concentrate on what's going on next. But Mark was saying, which one of you guys are going to apply for I'm a Celeb next year? Seems that YouTubers qualifiers these days.
Well, definitely not me, because I don't think ITV's got enough beeps, and I don't think I'd last that long on there anyway, the things I see. So.
Well, I mean, he already lives in a jungle, doesn't he?
Well, dedicated.
We just give Anthony be the one.
The Bush Tucker Trials is just everyday experiences for Yeti.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not.
I would never eat no kangaroo bollocks, mate. Not in a million years. You're failing that one.
No, they tend to kick you in the face.
And regarding, and regarding
just
Bush
punches
Tucker
back.
trials, I've seen a few bushes in my lifetime, and nah, sod that. Nah.
Don't want to know that.
I don't expect him not to be connected to the kangaroo Budgie.
I'm doing it wrong, am I?
Joe is saying that the neighbours over the road are moaning about my Christmas lights, miserable fuckers.
Yeah.
Oh, tell them to grow up. Tell them they're boring individuals. Go on, knock on the door. Tell them I said it. From one Arsenal fan to another, you're boring.
Emma's have nothing to show except poor owners and managers that costly. Yeah, it's true. There is that. Ray said he's cashed out from the Marseille game. He's got a profit. You have my full attention. Good to see you, Ray, and glad you actually got some money. JPT, good evening to yourself. G'day.
Big up JPT.
How are we doing?
JPT.
Yeah, GPT. It's all cool good.
Oh, Kogan, yeah. All accounts, Henry, he was the only one in the car. It was just him. Yes, but I want better winning football. I do not want Moyes back at this club. I also want... Did you hear about this, James? Apparently Moyes is interested in coming back for a third stint.
Oh, go on, man.
That's crazy, isn't it? That's crazy.
Sullivan going, yeah, for shits and giggles, why not? Come and get back in.
Do you know what? I'm going to be honest, yeah. I'm a little nervous if they do sack Lopetegui. Like, for one reason, is I don't have the faith that they're going to get the right man in the next one. Yeah, because they fucked up this one so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit nervous about this one. Do I think Moyes is the solution? No. I think we've done our time with him. It's like the ex-bird you can't let go, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to let her go and let her go for someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, chasing her back. And the thing is, with Potter, like, people are saying that Potter, because he looks nailed on that it's going to be Potter. Yeah, at Brighton, he even got booed by Brighton fans in certain games, and like that's saying a lot. Like, I think he's a decent manager, but I think Conceição's there, and I think if you want to be ambitious, you go and get Conceição to West Ham. Yeah, I keep hearing the same line from certain people, and especially our owner, where he turns around and says, they haven't got Premier League experience. Jose hasn't got no Premier League experience. Arnie Slot hasn't got any Premier League experience. Iora, or whatever his name is, at Bournemouth, he ain't got Premier League experience. That's three managers, right? That I'm just named there. I know Ange is Ange, but Ange ain't got no Premier League experience, right? Even though he's been Spursy.
Yeah, but that's beginning to show at the moment.
Yeah, but that's stubbornness, though, Budge.
Yeah, it's true.
That's stubbornness. What it is, that's a person, a bit like Lopetegui to a point. It's just stubborn. Like, I'm going to do it my way, and I'm not going to change it for no one.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, let me just go back to this comic because I want to make sure Joan said a friend died the other week. She was told that she only had 9 months left, and literally only got a toe. So our condolences, Joanne, and
absolutely.
You'd be lost.
Sorry to hear that, Joanne.
Yeah. I mean, James, the other thing as well, I don't know if you've seen the comment that was going around today. Apparently, we've held talks with Allegri. Your face.
Ain't happening.
Oh, mate, that's like, you know what? That's like saying you're gonna like, how can I put it? You're going for a page 3 model, and then you end up with Susan Boyle, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Like you think, what, I'm on the chance of this page 3 model, but end up with Susan Boyle. Nah, it ain't happening, mate. It ain't happening. I'll be stunned. I'll be literally stunned if Allegri walked through the door at West Ham. Stunned, right? Because I just don't see it. Like, listen, like any sort of West Ham fan knows this. The history with Sullivan, he likes to keep it to who he knows. And really, I just don't see it. I just don't see it all, mate. I think it's just like it's another sort of make believe thing. I think we all know it's going to be Potter. If not, it's going to be an interim basis. I think if you really wanted someone and you had a long-term project, you go for Carrick. You go and get Carrick now, and you say, right, go and get Carrick. You buy
That's
him out of
exactly what I said earlier, James.
Yeah,
I think it's inevitable that Carrick is going to end up at West Ham at some point.
Yeah,
why not do it now?
Yeah,
let him grow with the club.
I'd rather him just go and get the geezer now, and say,
yeah,
right,
me too.
Before someone else goes and gets him.
Me too.
Instead, like, we're going to go for someone like Potter. It'll be all right for about 18 months, and then people want him out the door. Same old cycle. I just don't get it with this club. I really don't. But Aaron don't buy no one out of a contract.
No,
I've always said
this is true.
all the time.
This is true. I mean, a good shout from Colin here saying Antonio is a great hero of mine. If it was me, I'd offer him a job at the club as a coach, and I'm going to write to them and suggest that. Not a bad shout.
Yeah,
definitely,
100%.
YouTube's a bigger diva these days than Rebecca Vardy. Oof, dear. Temps is saying West Ham win 3-1, but hope the manager goes. I think it's still, hopefully, it's going to be the case. Yeah. One for you, Fuzz. Ravi's asking, do you feel this board will actually let Amarin build what he needs?
I'd imagine so, unless tomorrow we wake up and find out Barada's been sacked as well. But yeah, I'd imagine because like Amarim is Barada's appointment, so I think Barada will want to protect.
What do you make of Dan Ashworth leaving, Fuzz?
Don't go there, James. Don't go there. We had it this morning. God, Jesus Christ!
It's all crumbling down.
Well, I was a bit shocked at first because it's not something that you'd assume would happen, but with all of the information coming out and seeing like who was behind certain decisions that people were quite skeptical about, and seeing that Dan Ashworth kind of wanted to turn Man United a little bit into Brexit FC with managerial appointments. Oh my God, bloody hell! The state of that. I'm not even joking, Anthony. I think what you need to do is grow out the moustache a bit, right? Do that, and then get yourself one of those Hulk.
That's awesome. That is. What you need to do is rip your top off now and see if you can actually do that.
See, now we got two wrestlers in here, haven't we? So if I get called by who is it? 'Cause he's John Cena. When I have the cap on backwards, and I get called John Cena. Now I call Billy Walkover, and above Yeti we got above Fuzzy we got Sami Zayn. Well, you reckon, Fuzz?
I don't know. I think
He's the Macho Man, Randy Savage, mate. Hey.
I think more of Mick Foley.
Mick Foley.
Yeah, Mick Foley. Yeah, I'll get my socket out. I'll get my socket out if you're not careful.
Oh, don't get your sock out yet.
Mr. Socko, meet Krusty Socko.
Michael's saying about David Moyes, though, it seems his terms is he's manager and has full control. Steiden has to be sacked.
Well,
we've answered that one, Ravi. Yeah, we'd have him.
The thing is that what's more important, right? If you believe, and I asked this to the West Ham boys, but if you believe that we ain't going down, is it worth just keeping Lopetegui to the end of the season and then getting rid of him and then going for the main man, or do you go unless you're going to go and get Carrick or someone like that and buy him out of a contract? That's the only thing. I think. Give DeCanio the job, mate. It'd be mental, mate. Trust me. Imagine if Steve O would have punched him, mate. DeCanio trains with MMA fighters, mate. Steve O wouldn't be walking out.
Yeah, not good.
Stratford. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the solution is. I really don't.
Job to Zola. He ain't got anything to do at the moment.
Cool, yeah.
Go back to Zola.
Zola. Gianfranco
Zola. Yeah, he's not a bad. He's not a bad manager.
No, he's not. I mean, he was another one. Wasn't given a chance with the
Arsenal. Yeah, sat by the board when they first moved into the building. You're going to give me
Yeah.
What you said there, James, I mean, can we stomach it? That's the problem with Lopetegui's style of play at the moment, because it's all over the shop.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do agree with you on that, and I do agree with the player unrest. It could be a problem big time, and it could only escalate even further. The problem is that whoever we're going to get in is going to be someone who's going to be a rush.
Yeah,
And there is
that's true.
There is there's no project here at the minute. And when I keep hearing the word project, it does drive me mental because there is none. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like hoping for the best. And Lopetegui was a gamble. I think we all know that. Now, looking back at it now in the summer, when you're offering a man a 2-year deal with an option of a third year if he gets Europe, that to me is like you're gambling on him to try and get us to Europe. When I would rather someone just turn around and go, right, it's Michael Carrick is your guy. You go up to Borough, you say, right, we want to take discuss about your manager, pay the compensation for him, and get him to the club. And you know what? You would get the fan base on the side straight away because you go, right, you've got someone who understands it. If he can steady the ship this year, get us to a sort of mid-table finish, and then you allow him to bring in his own players next season, fans would accept that, and they really would, right? I don't think there'd be many fans who would be sitting there going mad because West Ham have gone down that route. Yeah, and then
I bet you any money you like, he's like Carrick's shopping list will be half the cost of Lopetegui's and probably twice as efficient.
Yeah, but it's the project, though, isn't it? That's what I'd rather know a project and know what it is rather than keep saying it's a project, but we don't see what it is.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's and that's what it'd be. I'm a bit nervous about the appointment. Listen, Lopetegui can go. I understand that, but it wouldn't surprise me if they brought in Rafa Benitez.
Cooper and Rooney's available.
Well, has he got? Did he get the sack?
Yeah, Rooney's
can't get any
London full of old ladies.
Yeah. I mean, Lopetegui with 16 games in, that's he hasn't really much done anything within 16 games, has he, Lopetegui? So I think if he does go and a new manager was coming in, I reckon it'll work better. It's like what I said to Budgie and Tim. I still think the players that you've got and how they play, that is it. And people are sick of me saying it, but it's meant for Graham Potter. It is. I'm sorry. I understand why Tony wanted Thomas Frank, because obviously he does brilliant at Brentford. He works wonders there. But in all fairness, he's not going to leave Brentford because he's got that team sussed to a T now, and they expect
100%. Yeah,
exactly.
And he's got a good relationship with the board. That's the thing. I mean, he can walk and walk with him, and that's how much they think of him. So it's
I have to disagree with you, though, Anthony. I don't think Graham Potter's suited to the Premier League at all. I don't think he's a good manager at all.
I think, don't forget, he had a good recruitment at Brighton. And Brighton's recruitment is probably one of the best in the league.
Oh, without a doubt.
Where they will recruit players for peanuts, sell them for 50, 60 million, and then go out and do it all the time. They don't just do it with players, they do it with managers and all.
That's
They've
true.
gone from Potter to De Zerbi to this German geezer now. Like, it's like they've got a structure there where they know what they're doing and they back themselves to do it consistently. The thing is with West Ham is we haven't got a structure. We've got an owner in charge who doesn't really care. And
he's just trying to counterbalance the club until he goes.
I honestly believe it. I believe he's going within 2 years, and that is why every manager is getting a 2-year deal, because I think that if he sells his shares, the new owner can make a decision on the manager. Because how many times we've seen it, a new owner comes in, the manager goes out the door, and they bring their own manager in. Happens all the time. So
True.
I don't know.
I mean, look, Damien's put it here. I mean, I think it's time to trust him. Been resistant to wholeheartedly follow the process. I'd rather have used the funds to get a proven gaffer, but we obviously Mikel Antonio out, and he says here, I think I'm leaning towards Steidham picking the gaffer and using any available funds in January to get us a centre forward.
Well, I'm going to say this to Damien, and Damien knows me. Yeah, he ain't picking he ain't picking the players, mate. He ain't picking the manager, mate. And I don't even think he's picking half the players, if I'm being honest. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I've never known it in all my life that a technical director could have so much praise. Never known it in my life. Like, we're talking about Dan Ashworth at Man United. Man United is one of the biggest clubs in world football, if not the biggest. and he gets mentioned, and I can understand it to a point. But Tim Steidden, fuck me, he's got to do more than what he's done, because he's put us in this mess.
I know, mate. I know.
He really has. He's put us in a situation with players that don't even care to a point. And we're going to know tomorrow night. That
Found out. Yep.
will be the one tomorrow night, and where we turn around and say, right, do you really care now? Because one of your work colleagues is in the hospital, right? So do you really care?
Yeah.
If they lose, it's
Back
your
in
what?
sec.
True. All right, mate. Frank Silver, Ariola, all have Prem experience, but we all know Sully won't buy a contract, even though you would have saved him 12 million. You have to pay out to dismiss Loppy and his team.
All for the money again.
Yeah, for I was saying, I've just noticed Anthony's moved positions, and I can see the Christmas tree since Jez has gone. Brilliant. All in favour for Budgie for Emma's manager. Say yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, guys. Yeah, appreciate it.
The job's done. Ray saying Tim must choose a manager this time. It might cost a few sheets, but it'll be worth it. And I think that's the truth there, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a question for Yeti. We'll come back on that one. If I missed anything else there, we'll have a quick look at the question bank. Yeah, we've got that one there. Yeah, let me just go up where I was.
I'm going to have to make a move, guys, because I'm up early in the morning.
No, it's Budgie.
And I'm going to the game tomorrow night. So
that's going to be a trip and a half, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a long day for me.
Yeah.
So,
well, thanks for being on, mate. Do you want to shout out your channel before you disappear?
Yeah, Green Street Elites. You can find me there sometimes. But most of the time on West Ham Network on a Wednesday night, Old School Analyst with Kieran. And also Thursday nights on this very channel here, Early Doors Football TV, doing the West Ham review weekly with Tony. And you can find me elsewhere and everywhere.
Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, he's just popped off for the moment. I think he'll be back in a minute.
Okay, right. Well, guys, thank you for having me on time. See you all mate. During the week and definitely on Thursday night.
Definitely. I look forward to seeing you then.
All right, guys. Take care.
Take it easy, mate. Take care.
Have a nice one.
Thanks to the chat. You're all massive. Thank you very much. And to the hard-working moderator, as ever, Mama Flossie. Take care.
Yeah. Good luck for tomorrow, Budge, yeah?
Turn that down.
Turn that down?
Yeah, I just heard someone in the background just saying that.
Oh, that's the missus. She's shouting at the boy. He's got his telly up now, and she's saying turn it down. Instead of going in there and just telling him or turn it down, got a ball. You know what I mean?
If it's that loud, he probably won't hear her anyway.
Well, I know this is. I give up. Yeti. I do. Really, I do. I'm not going to say anything.
Ravi's asking the question: What is a West Ham type of player in your opinion? Someone that gives it all. That's all he wants at the end of the day. Where's the club? The badge on their sleeve and their heart on the sleeve.
So it's every player that's not at West Ham.
Exactly that.
Yeah. Someone with a bit of fire in their eyes, like Marco Boogers.
That's every team's fans, though, isn't it? That's what you want from every team.
I think that's the key thing. That's the key thing. I think it's also players that actually engage with the fans. I mean, you don't really see a lot of that these days. And I think it's more of a rare quality that you actually see a player that actually kind of. Is not afraid to kind of, as they're going back into the tunnel, spend another 10, 15 minutes out there with the people.
Yeah. Which I think that's what we've got at the minute. I think we've wondered. I mean, we are probably one of the most family-orientated clubs at the moment, where we see everybody a crowd and everybody is a family, the team, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it works.
True. I mean, that's what I like to say with Thomas Frank with Brentford, because what they do after a game just gets the fans involved. Yeah, Sullivan won't pay the compensation fee. Yeah, we know that. On a serious note, though, you should keep Tagliatelle as long as you're not in danger of relegation. Judge him next season. It's hard to take when you don't see positives, but stick at it. I mean, I know you've had it for 5 years with Arteta. But with this one, I mean, the fact that he keeps changing the team week in, week out, it doesn't help.
That lineup today was ridiculous. It was, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that is ridiculous. He's tinkering again.
Yeah, not good.
Yes, yeah.
Colin saying, guys, I honestly believe Salah will sell up next year, and it would either be money from America and the Middle East for sure. We can only hope. We can only hope. West Ham Network, which Budgie's on an evening times, on Wednesdays, and that's Budgie's channel as well.
Absolutely. Make sure you sub and like to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Damien said, I flip-flopped on the Stydon project, James. I was confident in the playing squad and thought any available money should have gone towards securing a first-class gaffer. But with him, I think it's time to just let him take the reins.
Not under our owner, mate. I love the confidence, but I've been saying this for 9 months, and Tom knows this for a fact. I was saying it last year. I was like, please, don't believe it, because Sullivan will pick the next manager. He even picks the players for Sullivan. I'm surprised he don't fucking feed them and all.
Yeah, that's coming.
Go on, Fuzz. What do you want to say?
Here we go again.
Well, I'll go on to the entire panel as well. I'll go on there.
Right one.
No, great show as always. Michael, thank you very much for coming on. Appreciate your comments as well. Look after yourself, and let's hope we do all right tomorrow.
Going off West Ham, I want to talk to the boys about their clubs. Obviously, Forest are flying. They beat Fuzzy's team yesterday. I couldn't believe it, really. I needed Manchester United to win for £100. They let me down. I was like, I mean, like, how curves have I got to be, right? I should have.
Bro, you should have spoke to me before you made that bet.
I know. I done a little treble. I thought, Man United are getting done at home. Ruben's in. And obviously, I watched Arsenal today. I actually watched the Arsenal Fulham game, and just if we were pointing up winning the league, massive failure, isn't it, for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I still think if we had Liverpool and Chelsea, personally, for the Premier League.
Yeah, it's looking that way, isn't it? Chelsea are looking good, to be fair.
Yeah, Chelsea's attack line looks very good.
He is giving you your best smile there, Donna. This is the best smile he's got.
It looks away from the camera.
Forest
there he is.
Yeah, look,
a bulldog. I'll give you a bulldog smile.
Forest remind me of us when we were at our best under Moyes.
I've got to be honest. I thought they had a bit of help yesterday, Forest, though, with Onana in goal.
Yeah,
mate, that was insane. That shot from Morgan Gibbs White, and they're all. I watched the reactions, and they're all saying it must have took a deflection. It must have. No, it didn't. It just went boo, like that sort of thing.
I think we need to investigate Onana for match fixing.
I'll be the first one in the queue for. I was like, no, you owe me £100. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it yesterday. Like, especially that goal. He just seems to just let the shot just go straight past him.
Yeah,
and, mad.
I think the best comment I've seen on the reactions is from Mark Goldbridge, where he basically says you've seen more balls than Pornhub on Onana. I thought that was fucking hilarious. I mean, I've absolutely loved the tears of Man United fans this weekend, because it's like they all call us a dusty team and all this, that and the other. You know, you need to sweep your dust up, mate, before you start dealing with ours. We're coming back, mate. We're back.
Yes, he's looking cold, mate. He looks like he'd have killed someone tonight. Honestly, mate. It was dark, mate. That was dark. He's going to turn United to dust. I'm going to be honest. I'm actually shocked at Forest, though. Yeah, but I know they got like their Greek owner's a bit like mental, isn't he? Like he's
yeah.
But I tell you what, there's a couple of players that they've signed. I think Jota Silva is a player that we looked at in the summer, but you got him. Yeah,
Portuguese Grealish. Yeah, we looked at him.
Well, I looked at him, and I think he's a good player. And I think Milenkovic at the back is a rock.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
and Anderson as well, getting him from Newcastle for 35 mil was massive.
Yeah, I thought that was a big signing for a player of his age, and you know, wasn't really playing as much for Newcastle, if anything, really. But I think Milenkovic, for £12 million, I think he's a bargain. Like,
absolutely
solid centre half, Serbian international. Like he does exactly what he says on the tin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And he works well with Barilo as well.
Yeah.
You know, the pair of them. That's the one thing, because like last season we was losing concentration in the defence.
Yeah.
This season Nuno sorted it. I mean, you can't say any different. I mean, he has actually sorted it, and yeah, we're looking good. I mean, 5th place. I never expected that. I mean, it's only coming up to Christmas, so I mean, you can't get too far ahead. But you know, 5th place is just amazing. You know, we'll probably finish just outside the top 10 or just inside the top 10, but whatever, mate. I'm loving it.
That'd be a good season, wouldn't it?
I reckon you might go Europe yet.
Yeah,
I reckon you might go Europe.
Possibly,
seriously.
Yeah.
Even if it's for the conference, you know, Europa League conference, you know, is an improvement within itself from last season, from where you finish and where the players he's got in, and also your Primark Jack Grealish as well, you know. So that's, you know, I reckon you've just gelled like that. I said it to you last night on last night's show. How you've gelled completely. That bringing in those players like that, I reckon is amazing. I reckon and your owner as well. Plus you got Edu now, so Edu might get you a £100 million player. So you know. Yeah.
I mean, we'll see how that one goes, but I mean, I don't understand the Edu thing, to be quite honest, because we've already been bringing in quality players anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't. That's the part that I don't really understand that much, but you know, we'll see how that goes. I'll let that go on.
It all depends how you back up the Man United game. Like, I remember a game the other week when you played us. You battered us. In the following week, you played Newcastle and you lost at home. Something like that. Yeah. And I think if you get back to back wins, that's when you start looking at being in the top 6. Because I'm going to be honest, this is the weirdest Premier League I've witnessed for a long time. Teams are beating each other. Man United are.
I'm enjoying it. Because I mean, we've been in the Championship for a long time, and the Champion's been like that, whereas anybody can beat anybody. And to me, the Premier League is going exactly the same way. So I'm kind of enjoying that as well. And the thing is, what we've got is something that Arsene Wenger used to say: bounce back ability. Because when we lose, we win the next game.
Yeah.
So
it's funny you're saying that, because obviously when you first started talking about Forest and that, and of course Anthony kind of mentioned it, I was going to say to you, James, sounds a bit like West Ham. You know, bowl these players in, Europe guaranteed. We'll be in Europe for the season. And, look where we are now, basically. You know, it's
but you know what? I think when I look at Forest, they've got their home crowd is very, very special, especially at the City Ground.
Yeah.
I mean, when they get going at home, like, they're a good side. They've just got to sharpen up on away from home, which I think they have done to a point. The issue is when he signed all them players. I think it was last year. I think it was when he signed about 30 players or 20 players or something, because all the loanees left and all that. You got to get them all in the side. I think Hudson-Odoi a good signing. I think Alanga's a good signing. I think Morgan Gibbs-White is a player. When you sign him for £40+ million, everyone went quite a bit over the top for him. But look how he's come out.
Yeah.
I think Chris Wood, for me, is someone who has been around the Premier League scene, and I think he's found his place at Forest now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
And I think he's suited for that style of play. It all depends on now how you get through the Christmas period, because it's okay going to beat Man United, but if you're going to lose the next 3 or something, then it's a completely different scenario, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Of course it is.
So And the thing is, the Conference League. Listen, we done it 2 years ago. It's one of the best moments of my life. Yeah, and to witness that sort of journey, to get to the final, and we're not like any other big club. Like when big clubs win big trophies, they enjoy it and they're looking to the next thing. Whereas I think clubs like ours are a bit more sort of reserved. And when we win something, we really do appreciate it for the period of time that we've waited for it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So for me, I think Forest can definitely finish in the top 10, 100%. I think that's a guarantee, really. It just all depends on if they can keep them two centre halves fit and the spine of their team fit for a point.
True.
Yeah, I agree.
It's one for you, Yeti, from Michael Chelsea, and he's asking you, what did you think of Steve Cooper's time at Leicester? I heard many of their players weren't happy about his management style compared to when they were under Enzo Maresca.
Well, the thing is, for Steve Cooper, I mean, when he first came to us, I mean, we was bottom of the league of the Championship, and he got us promoted. You know, I don't think Cooper is a Premier League manager. I think he's a Championship manager, personally. I don't think I mean, look, he kept us up for 2 seasons, so, I mean, you can't fault that. But, you know, I just don't think he's ever really took to the Premier League, to be honest. That's just my point of view on Cooper. And I wish he had done, because I wanted him to sort of take us to glories, you know. Because, I mean, I did a stream ages ago on Door on Tour on the Forest, and I said this guy could be not the next Cloughie, because nobody's going to be the next Cloughie, but he could do the same kind of things, you know. So I was quite disappointed when that kind of didn't happen. But, you know, this guy, Cooper, yeah, they bought loads of players in. None of them players was anything to do with him. He built an 11 that kept us in the Premier League. Now that is fucking huge.
Yeah.
That is huge. And not many managers can do that.
That's true. I'll give him that. Good evening, Richard, as well. I hope it's all good. Fair play to Forest yesterday. They can't play football United. No mugs. They're not playing good football.
100%. But at the same point, if you watch that game yesterday, in the first half, we scored first, and then we kind of lost the intensity and we kind of sat back. And I was
a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I was worried about that, I must admit. But in the second half, we was just immense. We were just immense. And we deserved it. We deserved it 100%.
No, exactly. I mean, Forest Rise, agreeing with you there, James. Yeah, the Premier League is weird. Couple of wins, couple of losses, and it changes. And I think that's something that we might have to worry about, because some of the teams are below us and that.
See, maybe what it is a universal disturbance where football's healing. Where all the good teams that were dominating are going back to being shit, and all the shit teams are going back to good positions. Maybe it's just a great correction.
So there's
I'd agree.
There's hope for me and Tom then.
Yeah. We'll take that.
Oh, Fuzz, nice one, mate. You cheer me up there. We're going to go unbeaten in the next 5 games, can't we?
Yeah, exactly. Every club has
Fuzz said it here. Remember, it's on the stream.
Exactly.
He said it.
1 hour 54. Fuzzy has spoken. Yes. Oh man. Talking about obviously Sullivan might pay compensation. We know that Damien's coming with the Premier League was always going to even itself out eventually. So much money flying about. Teams have enough money now to put a solid side together. And this is true. A lot of teams are now spending good money. It's getting them to gel, though. I mean, and that's what James, you just said it with Yeti there. I mean, that's what I like about Nuno with what he brought in during the summertime. It's gelled. I mean, Anthony mentioned it's clicked.
The thing is, we're not spending a lot of money either to do this.
No, you're not.
We're not spending a lot of money.
Yeah, but you're spending money on quality, and you're spending money in the right areas.
Right places, isn't it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like when I look at Milenkovic for 12 million, and West Ham paid 40 million for Todibo.
Yeah.
It's a bit, like you've signed some good players, and you've got a good spine there. What I like about Forest, which it does pain me, is you've got pace on either flank, you've got a creative player when he's fit in the middle and Gibbs White, and you've got a centre forward who knows where the goal is. Like, So your spine of your team's always going to be decent. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're going to be hard to beat. The City ground is always in our place to try and win a game at the best of times. So if you keep that, if you lose 4 or 5 games in the season at the City ground and you manage to sort of win the rest of them to a point, you're going to be right up there. And
Yeah. Another thing that we've done as well, which I keyed out today, was basically we've took forgotten players like Hudson-Odoi, like Alanga. You know what I mean? And I think when you take these players like Emil Smith-Rowe, for instance, when you take these players from the big top 6 that's not getting played and stuff like that, they get a new lease of life when they join your team. And I think that's a good idea as well. And they weren't that expensive either.
Hudson-Odoi was linked to Bayern Munich many years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, and he was looking to go there. Can't remember how Forest actually got him. I think he was frozen out the Chelsea side. No one come in for him. I think
5 million.
I think he even got an injury if I remember that right. And no one touched him. And obviously Forest took the risk. So, but I think Forest are in a situation where they can take risks now, like because they're not that side that is a relegation threatened side. Like, excuse me, I believe Leicester will stay in the league this year. Right, I really do. Yeah, I think now they've got Van Nistelrooy in charge. 4 points out of the last 2 games. Great result today. 2-0 down and spinning it around. And that's what worries me with us to a point, because if them teams start picking up, I look at the teams behind us. I look at the likes of Leicester, for instance. I think they're going to be moving away. And if tomorrow's a massive game for us, like if we don't win that game,
it's huge,
and Wolves win it, then basically we're 3 points off relegation, which is which is worrying. But,
oh man, just the thought with that alone, James. I mean, you know,
are we saying that Slot's going to win the Premier League though?
I think Chelsea might take them. You know.
Yeah, I mean, look at this one from DJ Crane. I mean, like, you know, you're saying that. Look, Chelsea, Liverpool, Forest, Brighton, top 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Chelsea. I mean, he's got them playing some good football at the moment, and they're getting the results. I mean, they come back from 2-0 down to win it.
Pressure's on for Liverpool now.
Well, I think someone said earlier on, wasn't it? It's Liverpool's to lose, and that's a great statement because we saw obviously they drew the other day, but I mean, when you think about it, he's come in and literally reinvented that team. You know, and when you've got someone like Klopp and the aura that he had around him, then you've got to bring this fella in, and then he's got to integrate himself in with this. Most of us are saying Slot, don't really know much about him. And maybe that's what's seen him through so far, where he is.
Yeah, but we're the only team that's beat them as well, and the only reason we beat them was with grit. You know, so if they come to the City ground, which they will be doing in a few more games, you know, if we can actually beat them again, then it just puts it down to 1 point, doesn't it? If Chelsea keep winning like they are.
I don't know. I think Liverpool. I think what happened with the Forest game at Anfield woke Liverpool up in one way.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Because there was nothing. No one. They was winning games. Nothing was really happening. And then all of a sudden, that was a bit like a shock to everyone that they lost, and not just lost, but the way they lost. The thing is, when I look at Liverpool, they've played City at home, they beat them. They played Arsenal away, they drew. The way I look at it is, they've got 3 games to make sure that they don't lose out of, and I think they can beat the rest of the teams in the league. Like they've got us coming up on the 28th, I think it is, of December.
Yeah.
For me, at the LS, that's a big game, but West Ham right now. Liverpool rolled us 4 or 5. But if West Ham have a new manager in charge, whoever it is, it's a completely different game then.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Agree on that. Arsenal managed to put in this game, look, 4-3 to Atletico, 94th minute. Cool, that's a game and a half. Richard's asking you, Fuzzy, do you like Ruben Amorim's white Lacoste trainers?
More drip than the ball fraud.
He's a good-looking geezer, isn't he?
It's the smile, isn't it? It's the smile that gets everyone.
It's the white trainers. I love it. You know what I mean?
That is his eyes.
Yeah, just turns around. I'm going to win it all. Good evening, usual stuff. Good evening, all you beautiful people. Absolutely. Lawrence is saying, James, what do you think of bringing in Concercio as coach?
100%. He's the one that if you really want to go out and be ambitious, he's the one you go and get. He's free. He's like, he ain't attached to no club, but you know, we need Premier League experience, apparently. Give up with
it. Not Eddie and Kay. Damien's saying we need to get this next appointment right. West Ham, make or break. True. Good evening to Anthony's cousin, Where's Herbert?
Big up, mate.
Has anyone seen the Wonka film? Depends which one. Or is it the new one? I don't know. Good evening, people as well. Absolutely. David saying, I hope win, lose or draw. The ball just get rid of the lot. It's unsustainable under him, clear as day. And I think everyone can see it apart from, as we know, James, this well, your best friend. Your best friend.
Yeah, just don't watch my streams when it comes to Sullivan, mate, because I let it all go. I must admit, I lost it on Tuesday night with him because I just know him like the back of my hand. You know, I know exactly how he works. He does the same thing every time. He's done it for the last 14, 15 years. So, yeah, like, I've got a feeling. I don't know why. Maybe I might be wrong, but I just don't think he's going to get rid.
No.
I really don't. I hope he does, because if you want to, where the Premier League's a bit sort of congested at the minute, where all the teams are beating each other, if you can kick into gear and nick a few results, you can get right up the league. It's a completely different ballgame.
100%. Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, if West Ham beat Wolves tomorrow and then go to Bournemouth and pick up the result, it's a completely different swing in the Christmas period. It's just whether or not he looks at that and, you know, thinks like that. Do you know what I mean? Because his attitude really is, well, if we're not in any threat of relegation, then there's no reason to get rid of him.
No, of course. Of course.
You know what I mean?
Look, just going on the Liverpool thing there. Mo Salah was going to AFCON in January. Well, that could make a difference. Big up Macy as well. Yeah, but doing well for Leicester revolve around this all. Another one we missed out on. Mourinho lost Fenerbahce. Were beaten 1-0 by Besiktas. There you go. Mourinho's on his way. Let's hope. Wait 7 days and see if...
That'd be chaos, wouldn't it? You think it's bad with Lopetegui? Imagine Mourinho in charge.
Jesus. Wait 7 days. Ask me again if Liverpool will win the title. Yeah, we'll ask you that in a couple of days' time. Then Harry will keep your word to that. And the original Gene Wilder. Guys, this will be my team for tomorrow. Considering 1-4-4-2, Fab, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Mavro, Kilman, Emerson, Somerville, Paqueta, Alvarez, Bowen. 4 kudos. We win 4-1, 4 2, kudos 2. Lot be gone before end of the week. Oof, imagine that. Well, interesting. If you replace Chelsea with Arsenal, you have history right there. Yeti knows what I mean. I talked about it in the stream earlier. Girona. Not of our defensive errors and a clown goalkeeper, Tont, mate. We still have work to do at Chelsea. Yeah, I mean, look, you've got a good team there. Yes, we know the keeper is the only kind of suspect one out the whole lot, but I'm sure that they'll look at get someone decent in.
When you've got someone like Palmer, you can always do something. He's an awesome player.
Definitely.
The fact that Palmer, for someone who's so impactful like Palmer, then to have like some top level players around him that are difference makers just upgrades the efficiency of a team like Chelsea, and that's probably just what they were missing, is those two highly skilled wingers. And you just see how they take the game to opponents, and now Jackson's leveling up as well and is impacting the team. And now you've got a midfield that just needs to connect the dots, and happy days. They could dominate.
I think Lavia. I watched Lavia today. I thought he was decent, and Casado. Like
Yeah.
that even Enzo, I've never been a fan of Enzo Fernandez. Never really.
He
thought-
looked good today, didn't he?
He
Yeah.
looked really well today, I must admit. And I was like,
Yeah.
he looks quite decent. And that front 3 or 4, whatever it was, with like Neto, Sancho, and you got Jackson, and even like Nkunku coming off the bench. He's like, they're all pace merchants. They've all got pace.
Yeah.
And I think they're a dark horse, Chelsea.
Yeah,
definitely.
100%. 100%.
Definitely.
And Chelsea have got to play Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. Yeah, that's the return. That's the return fixture. That'd be in the new year, I believe.
Yeah.
If they turn them over at Stamford Bridge and say they're only 4 points behind, like currently right now, they turn them over. It's game on for Chelsea.
Definitely.
I mean, but they have to beat them at Stamford Bridge.
Oh, you imagine
I think Liverpool are going to drop it against Everton when they play that game.
That's interesting.
And I think they're going to drop it against us as well when they play us at the City Ground.
Should be interesting. But it's great show from the pair of you there. I mean, obviously, Anthony, you imagine that, one of Pep's apprentices leaves City and see what he's doing at Chelsea, and the other one, 5 years, and you're still where you are. You imagine who Maresca wins it.
Exactly. It just picks the piss, really. So, but then again, Chelsea's got the money, haven't they? And it's like that Bowley. He's like you touched on it as well, Tim. He's only there temporary until somebody else takes over, isn't it? But he's injected so much money into that club is unreal. And you look at the players. Everybody talks about Man City, but with Chelsea, you're playing. If one gets injured, it's the same as Man City. You're replacing quality with quality, And none of us has got that.
But how much money has Arteta had?
Well, we know what he's had. He spent 850 million on his own team since since he won the FA Cup last. Won it under 2 different managers. That team of Wenger's and Unai Emery's, and he can't win nothing on his own team.
And you've got no depth. That's the difference.
Exactly. We got no depth. We were worst off. Obviously, after the window shut, we were better off before the window closed. At least we had that little bit more depth in our team. But
I mean, look, Matey's saying here, look, you got hates Jorginho, Havertz, and Sterling, 3 Chelsea scrubs.
Big old Matey.
There you go.
The thing is with Arsenal is they haven't got a centre forward who's capable of scoring 15, 20 goals a season.
100%.
And if they was to go and get, i.e., Isak from Newcastle, and you put him in that side, it's a completely different ball game. The thing is with Arsenal,
or Wood.
but you want to keep him. So there you go.
Yeah, well, we're keeping him, but yeah.
Basically, what it is, you've got to look at Arsenal against Man City. Man City have been a phenomenal force over the last few years. This season is the one where you've got to look at this and go, this isn't right. When Slot comes in and Slot's 8 or 6 points clear, like that's the one where you got to look at it and go, you know what, this is not right, because City have fallen away, and Arsenal are still there to no, they're not even there really, are they? To a point.
It's happening. Look, Fuzz, it's happening.
Oh, Gareth.
Yeah, there you go. The guy to fix it all, Gareth Southgate, is lurking in the wing.
Wow. How do you guys feel if you get Gareth Southgate, the West Ham fans?
Yeah, Jenny. Joe what?
Don't have to say anything. I saw it by your face.
Joe what? One thing I will give him this is he has worked in with the youth players before. We've got a good youth, a crop of youngsters coming through, Skulls, Potts, all these other players. As long as there's a project there, I'm all for whoever it is. But don't lie to the fans and say, "Oh, this is a project" and all that. When we all know it blatantly isn't. It's a gamble. Do you know what I mean? If Southgate comes in, what I feel, I'd have to.
Are you not trusting the process?
Yeah, trust the process.
Nah,
You've got to lose every week to understand the process.
These buzzwords don't affect me no more, don't they? Trust the process, time to gel, bedding in. Okay, I've had more bedding in than Alan Titmarsh, mate. 100%. Do you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. Some of the buzzwords I've heard. But
man,
how would you feel if it was Southgate time?
Oh, mate.
He loves it. He loves it. Have you watched our Wednesday night show on the Wednesday?
Didn't you have to look at the reactions? You could see what they think.
But Tone, let me put this to you: if he was to integrate the youth into the side and
which you know he's good at doing, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that sort of things.
Is that such a bad thing if you can see a plan? Like, I know what people are saying about him. Don't get me wrong, but like, I don't see like Lopetegui was supposed to come and integrate the youth. They've all got alone.
Yeah, he's got to integrate him with other clubs. That's what he's got to do.
Yeah,
that's what he's got to do. I think with that, I mean, it's a great shout with the youth element there, the kind of thing. But then I don't want to see the likes of kind of like Pellegrini and Grant rubbed into one.
Yeah,
and we're seeing that style with him. Look, his forte is the under 21s. That's it. Keep him in there. Job done. We need something a bit more better than that, basically. That's true, in my opinion, anyway. Just want to say big up to Chris from Meta Football TV. Thanks very much for this. Big up to the entire West Ham United community. All the best to Antonio, friends, family, and all. Don't worry if you've covered it, mate, because it's nice to hear it, because it shows you that's the spirit of all us coming together. Football is football at the end of the day. But something like that brings us all together, which is great.
Life means more than football.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, we all know that. Usual suspect saying tomorrow's game is absolutely P45 derby. Everybody's saying about the new version of Wonka is a waste of money because it's basically a musical and Foley destroyed it. Matey saying Monaco will smoke Arsenal on Wednesday. Minamino masterclass. Ooh, imagine that. He's supposed to sign a 2-year contract. Oh, yeah, Salah's supposed to sign a new 2-year contract, isn't he? By all accounts. So we're just saying I can see Wolves and West Ham a draw tomorrow night. So if that's the case, do they both go?
0-0. Why if it's 0-0? They both go.
I'm going to say don't get sacked unless we lose tomorrow.
Mm.
I think if we lose tomorrow, I think he's gone. I think if we draw the game, depending on how we draw the game, it will be like, say for instance, if it's a 1-1 draw, just if it's a 1-1 draw, can I really see him getting sacked? Probably not. So yeah, P45 for Lopetegui, please.
Fever Club will draw was bizarre, definitely. Big up to AK4 Pete. Hope you're well. Anthony is wrestling in his last match next year. Did you know that? Oh no, it's John Cena. Sorry, mate. Spelling mistake. Fuzzy Emma in the era. He's laughing at you. Big up the Wurzel. Yeah. Tony, Dickface Sullivan is certainly not my best friend. I hate the man, what he's done with this great club and us, the wonderful fans. Yeah, we knew that. Well, we were warned by Birmingham City fans, weren't we? We was warned. I suppose the worst part about it maybe is gold disappearing from the part on this earth. We still love Mourinho, but money needs to be spent on a centre forward. As much as I rate Mourinho, he's not going to lead the line and run channels. No, we know his players. Casado will receive next year's Christmas card before this year's red card. Brilliant. Man City will still finish ahead of us. I reckon a battle for third against Arsenal will go the distance. Ooh, possibly.
Possibly, yeah.
We absolutely need someone who knows the ins and outs of a Premier League football. I mean, James, you've hit that as well, haven't you? You said exactly the same thing. We'll catch up on this way. My mind works on priorities. Before the MA injury, the priority for me was a top-class gaffer because I trusted the squad, and their priority for me is centre forward.
That's a concern, especially in the January window, where you're going to find a striker of quality who's going to be available. Like, I can actually see us going without one. Maybe go and get another winger off some note, and then pushing Bowen further forward and saying, "There you go, all right, you got," you know what I mean? That's a concern now, because obviously Mickey's out. And none of us is even more because we've got no one to hold the ball up. But we have got a German who might come in and do something. We just don't know.
Oh man. I mean, would you think that's a shout for Earthy to be called back?
I'd rather have Ward Prowse back, mate.
Yeah, true.
I really
Chris, Chris is saying, trust the process. Is this a Spurs channel? No, oh dear. Which is saying, I think that Southgate would be a good fit for West Ham. Honest, can't be no worse than Moyes and Coco the Clown you got now.
I'll tell you what, Jamie O'Hara having a meltdown on Twitter earlier was probably the highlight of my.
I'll have to look at that.
Mate, go on Twitter. Like, I even retweeted it. And he's completely lost it. He's had enough and all that. He tomorrow night at 10:00 after the West Ham game, they're going to be doing a live show. I think it's going to be epic, mate. I think it's going to get absolutely rinsed.
Yeah, like every time I think the team we both love are about to reach the summit, it never happens. It's what makes us who we are and who we support. Yeah, we are West Ham after all. I think Wolves may get his own. Oh dear. We was getting on so well for us, right? We was really getting on so well. Then you come out a comment like that, mate.
I, to be honest, I've got a funny feeling the will. To be honest,
I think it all depends on how we adapt to the situation and what's happened. Like, if, as I said earlier, if we are emotionally charged, then that could go the other way, and we can all fall apart. We could end up losing the game 3-0, and you know. I hope we use it as a positive rather than a negative. Yeah, but tomorrow night's going to be interesting. For one reason, you're going to see if these players do really care about the club.
Yeah,
but
you can also get like emotionally charged and go too far and leave gaps and all that kind of stuff. So that can kind of happen as well.
I agree.
True. Good evening to Darren Sullivan. We'll sack useless Mikel Arteta. We know exactly what we need. Bowen up front. Arteta is beating Emmers is not what won't win the Premier League. Wow.
Yeah.
Probably right there though.
Big up, Darren.
Look, Darren. I would take, you know me, Tim. I'll take Bowen, but I'll put him out on the left where Martinelli is. I'm sorry, but to me, Bowen's not going to score 15, 20 goals for Arsenal, is he? He will score goals for us, don't get me wrong, but I'd rather play it where it's safe, play him on the left, and then just get a decent striker in.
No, it's true.
He's not leaving.
No,
We're not selling.
Leave. I'm still trying to persuade Danny Dyer, but you know he's not having any bit of it.
Colin's saying, guys, it has to be either Irola or Consortio for me. Build a project with either one.
You're not going to get Iriola.
No. I mean, another one settled in. Richard's saying, Earthy's doing okay at Bristol City. Thanks, Tone. Hands off it. He may have to stay. He might be a permanent transfer next season if West Ham get relegated. And he said the side of it is bagging.
yeah, that's true.
Oh, man. No, I'm joking with you, Forrest. Well, don't worry about it. I'm joking with you, mate, because if you look at it, it probably would be a blessing in disguise. Early doesn't mean no disrespect. Just go with my gut feeling. I do think overall you guys have enough to start for sure. I think we have, mate, but I think I'm jesting with you, mate. Don't worry. I think if you look at it, in certain respects, I think there's a majority of us that are hoping that Wolves do beat us. So he's out, but...
Yeah, it's Southgate in.
Yeah,
he's a Forest fan, Con.
Yeah,
we stick together, mate.
Yeah.
We stick together.
I know that, mate. That's why I've got another West Ham bloke with me and that. So, like, you know, we can have a good old scrap. We're all right. Yeah, look, Lawrence says it there. Look, Bowen is already home. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're right, Anthony. What I like about Bowen is he has the ability to play off the centre back shoulder and could be trained at the striker. Big up to the panel. Big up to yourself 100%. As well, Gary. And time to give Jorgensen a shot in goal, and Tosin should be ahead of Badiashile for me, in my opinion.
Well, you've got 9 goalkeepers, so I'm sure you can get one good one.
You can just see it now. You know what's it? The old the carousel board, isn't it? That's what Mascherano must do. We'll go with him. He'd be the keeper.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper FC.
Jesus, yeah. Well, trying to match up with Arsenal, weren't they? Richard's saying, if Colin wins the jungle, won't Wayne don't walk across the bridge, it will snap with that fat bastard walking across. Oh, brilliant.
Sad. It's sad to know that your brother's actually watching the jungle. Then, isn't it?
It is, isn't it, bro? You need to get a life, Richard.
He's let that
You
slip,
really
hasn't he?
need to get a life.
Main event tomorrow, 3-2 to the West Ham. We know we are absolutely, Lawrence. And respect you as well, Forrest. Why you know that, and big up to Yeti. Too true. Yeah, of course we do. We all look after each other at the end of the day. And on that note, we're coming into an end. So first of all, James, thanks for coming on that such short notice and that. And I'll look out for your show that you did earlier and that because it's interesting to see your outtake of what you think.
I'm going to be honest. The preview I done earlier on, I was very emotional, mate, when I started off doing the preview because I was talking about Mikel and all that and everything. But listen, I appreciate all the boys on here. Thanks for having me on, Tone, as always. And,
yeah, of course, mate. That's right, and that's what it's all about. Great banter. But thanks for coming on, mate. As always, good with your input. Good night as well to Chris. Take care, one and all. He's saying. And Yeti, mate, where do you expect your team to finish at the end of the season?
About 8th or 7th, maybe.
Yeah,
6th.
I reckon that. Yeah.
I'm going for 6.
Yeah.
Europa League conference. That's a good start, and you can work from there.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, we can get another win in Europe like you've never done, I suppose.
Anthony's your brother saying, not watching it, Ant. Never do. I'd rather look at the rust on the hinges on Tottenham's trophy cabinet. Forrest Rice saying, I'll sub to the other guys if they have channels. Great stream. They do indeed. Mum has put them in there. If not, I'll put them in the description anyway. And you can look at it afterwards and sub to these. You already got Yeti on there. Got Hot Fuzz, E20 Zone, and obviously my good self as well. So thanks for coming in as always. Usual suspect 10 to 11 for West Ham. Wolves 13-5. The draw 13-5.
I just want to say something before we wrap up, Tone. I'm pleased that you're doing so well, mate. Also, I had a look at your subscribers before I come
100%.
on. You've got up to 700, and you've been grafting, mate. So
thank you, mate.
Very
Appreciate
much
that.
deserved. Do you know what I mean? And always smash a like on the video. It goes a long way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like the more subscribers you get, it's always nice to sort of see that you're working out well, and you soon be at that 1,000, mate. You deserve to be at that 1,000.
Hold on. We might have to stay with her just a little bit longer, but try not to gloat, try not to laugh. Be serious for this man because he's a good fella. Good evening, Jose.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Hey.
Hey,
Good evening, everyone. How are you?
We're good, mate.
All good.
All good, mate.
Well, we'll let you know tomorrow night if we're good, me and James.
Okay. Well,
but-
Yeti's all right. I know that.
About 100%. All right.
Fuzz and Anthony might be a bit as well.
Well,
I know.
I mean, we're in the same boat. We're losing to teams at home.
I can't knock
Got a
Fuzz
sense of
down any more than
familiarity.
he already is, so it's all good.
Good evening, Howard. Good evening to you as well.
I've just jumped off another show.
That's fine, mate.
How is Michael Antonio?
He's had the operation. Apparently, it's very successful. It's all gone well. So now we're, no doubt the club will release a bit more news. But it's after all what the damage you've seen. I'm assuming you've seen the damage of the vehicle.
I've seen a bit more than the damage of the vehicle, but I don't know how much has been released so far. So I'm a bit wary about saying too much.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I mean, he was quite lucky that there's only one leg by the count. So that in itself, though. Speed. I don't
know whether the proof will come out in the pudding, but apparently he didn't have his seatbelt on, and he took the impact to the side of the vehicle. And had he had his seatbelt on, he wouldn't have made it. So the fact that he didn't have his seatbelt on meant that he got flung into the back, and that saved his life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is what they're saying.
Yeah.
And he had a double fracture, the femur in it. It's a double.
Yeah,
double
but it's only one leg.
fracture.
Out of all of that, though.
Yeah.
When you think about it, because when you see that, one side of the vehicle is completely written off.
And 45 minutes to cut him out of the vehicle as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen photographs and I've seen statements and stuff like that, but obviously it's not been put out there.
No, of course.
I can send it to you because I've got you I've got your number. I'll send you the stuff that I've got.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
But it's very scary times, man. Very scary times.
Well, the thing we were saying earlier on was when you heard the comment, like, our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and friends and that, you think the worst straight away.
Mm.
But when you look at the pictures of the car, you would think the worst, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
And Jose, just to let you know that, Howard's comment on that, it was not intended. It just came. The timing was the same time as you came in.
That's all right. It's no problem at all. No, I know Howard already, and he's probably taking the piss out of me as it is.
What's the hours over Christmas, Tone? Owens wants double time. Yeah, well, he's like he can want for nothing really. But yeah, we'll come on to that.
Well, is it El Cockerel? Yeah.
El Tel Cockerel.
El Tel Cockerel. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, when I was watching that game, Tottenham against Chelsea, and they was chucking those things on the pitch and stuff like that, load of rubbish. I made the point that it's not the first time that Spurs have had rubbish on the pitch.
You're probably right, mate. And El Tel Cockerel is the channel name. My name's Jose. So you can call me
Jose.
We're all friends here, after all.
Yeah, Howard saying, can he retract his statement? And he just put back you when you came in.
Nah,
I mean,
too late for that, Howard.
What did you make of that game, Jose?
I think the neutral might have been really, really happy with the game, and they saw an exciting game. It was such an open game. I've just come off another show. And my comments are, it is what it is. At the end of the day, we were naive as a team.
Right, Henry.
And the 2 penalties that we gave away.
Oh, mate.
Well, absolutely. So the first penalty that Basuma gave away, he's gone down. Caicedo in one action went down onto a knee from when the tackle came in. Hardly got touched. Went down on one knee and got straight up in one action and went like that because he got one on his old mate. They used to play at Brighton together.
Yeah,
so
true,
he knew what was coming. He knew what was coming, right? And people.
I thought he got took out though. To be fair,
people that were watching the game live at the stadium said that they were at the other end of the pitch and they saw the slide coming in, or they saw him, and as soon as they saw him, they said that the whole South Stand said, "Oh no!" before he went down to slide. They were all screaming it from the other end of the pitch because they knew it was going to happen. And the other one, perhaps. You're taught from an early age. Playing football. Jockey. Someone's got their back to you inside the box. You jockey the player. You don't go straight running into the back of them and climbing all over them.
You need him in the horse.
It's a penalty all day long.
Of course it
is.
So, and at the end of the day, it's naivety. But then, Chelsea were there for the taking. I mean, Cucurella made the 2 slips that led to our goals.
Yes.
But the goals were taken well. And there was other chances that we had as well. And they were there for the taking. But Chelsea come at us. You knew they were going to come at us. And even at 2-0, I didn't feel confident. And if we'd stayed 2-0 to half time, then maybe it's a different game. The second half, you knew Chelsea were going to come at you. Chelsea were definitely going to come at us in the second half. And we've got, I said on this other channel today, we've got 2 fullbacks, supposed fullbacks, that are not fullbacks. So Pedro Porro is not a fullback. No. Destiny Udogie is not a fullback. They are wingbacks. They're being taught, or I hope they're being taught how to play fullbacks, but they can't play fullbacks. And then you've got the 2 midfielders in Sarr and Basuma who were away with the Fairies and have been for a while. Basuma's actually been away with the Fairies since we signed him from Brighton. It's either that or the helium that he does. And up front, all we've got is Dominic Solanke, because Brennan Johnson, although he'll get you a goal here and there, he offers nothing defensively. So when teams are in transition, he don't help. So you lump him. And Sonny's been an absolute fucking magician of a servant at the club for years. But anybody can see that he's going on. He's on his way down. He's not going up any further. He's going down. But it's sad to see because he's been such a great servant for the team, for the club. And his minutes are being managed and stuff like that. And then with the injuries that we've got, and I'm not going to blame it all on injuries because our squad just ain't deep and strong enough. But we knew this, or I knew this in the summer, that we were 3 or 4 players light. And I've just been on another channel now, and we've been talking about this, and you know, they're saying, yeah, but all we want Levy to do is put his hands in his pockets to go out and buy 3 or 4 first-team players. So I turned around and said, well, open your eyes, because over the years you can see what he's done, and he's fattening the cow at the moment because he's buying youngsters. The contracts that are being offered are under 100 grand, so he's fattening the goose, so to speak, to sell.
Yeah.
Or that's what he's doing. It's either he's doing that or he's trying to make more money from himself. One of the two. And you know, who are the next players walking through the door? You've got Hung Min Hak, who is meant to be the new Sony supply line, i.e. in the money that comes in from the Southeast Asian market. He's been signed. He's 18. He's with us next week. And next month we've got Vuskovic coming through the door, who's 17, playing his first team football out in Westerlo at the moment on loan. Where's the first team players? Where you know, instead of going down this route for all these youngsters, where's the first team players?
True.
Now,
Me personally, I think your team lacks grit. I think your team lacks grit. When it comes down to the fight, there's no grit there. And I think that's where you struggle.
I think there's a little bit more to it, though, with Ange, to a point. Listen, I like Ange Postecoglou, I do. But I do think he's another one who's stubborn in his approach. Like, you can't go toe-to-toe with Chelsea because you're going to come up like burnt to a point. Do you know what I mean? Like when you go 2-0 up today, you've got to play the game a little bit, shut them down, like frustrate them, and you know you've done the job by getting in the lead. You've got the 2-goal advantage. To keep playing the same way and thinking, you know what, we're going to score 3, 4, 5 against this side. Yeah, you can look at that, but then you've also got to have in-game management, and I just don't think Ange has that. I think he's been sort of figured out to a point. I like him. I like the way he comes across. I think he's a decent manager, but I think he's a little bit of stubbornness there, where he wants to keep playing the same way over and over again. And then once he comes up against a team with better players, that's when they find out.
True.
The thing is, when you're coming in, right? So you have a load of people saying, "Well, what are you rebuilding from? What's the project about?" Blah blah. I hear all these people. And everyone's got their own opinion because we all see football differently. And I just think to myself, well, most of the team that Pochettino had was inherited by Mourinho, Nuno, Conte, and Ange at the start of last season. He still had players that had been at the club for 9, 10 seasons. We had to change the playing staff. And you were hoping with changing all the playing staff, you were hoping the mentality would change, so the old mentality would go out the door. The only 2 players we've now got left, funnily enough, are Ben Davies, who's been playing absolutely out of his skin. He's become prime Franz Beckenbauer. And then you've got Sonny, who's looks like he's going downhill. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's about... with Ange Postecoglou, what I see from Ange is Ange's come in and he's got a philosophy of playing football, and you apply certain tactics to play a certain way. Is the football exciting? Is it more attacking? Yeah. Is it more entertaining? Possibly, but that don't get you the results. Now, what you got to be careful for what you want though, because who's going to come in to manage at Tottenham? Because every manager that comes under this ownership gets burnt. So who can you realistically? I mean, I hear people saying, let's go and get Areola. Let's go and get Thomas Frank. You know, I hear all this and I think to myself, why would Frank or Areola, if the Tottenham job was available, why would they want to go to Tottenham? Because they can probably have, even though we probably rake in a lot more money than these people, they will probably get a lot more money to spend, and their recruitment of players will probably still be better at the clubs that they're at than what it is at Tottenham.
I think Ange is. I think Ange is a good manager, but I think he's just got to change his ways. That's all it is. That's all it is, really. Because like you can play attacking football, but then you've got to play in-house football. If that makes sense. Like, I watched the game from start to finish today. Yeah, and for me, when Tottenham went 2-0 up, I was thinking, God, like they've completely gone through Chelsea here, and they've got Chelsea on the ropes to a point. The moment when you start sort of going, you know what, we're going to go for the third and the fourth, and not sort of slowing the game down, playing the dark arts to a point, because you've already done the damage in the first 10 minutes to go 2-0 up. And I thought he's a bit naive, Postecoglou. He tries to meet fire with fire, and sometimes teams just know how to get around that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and today, I think he just proved it. Chelsea were a good side in the second half. I must admit, they seemed to go forward and they got the pace and everything. But I think Angie's got to not be stubborn. In my honest opinion.
But the thing is though, mate, is that I'll go back again and I'll say exactly what I've said. I've always kept quiet because I'm a supporter. So
yeah,
and I've seen the good times and the bad times. I've supported the club for 50 years. So I've seen worse shit than this, let me tell you. But I've seen a lot better as well. Now, at the end of the day, I've kept quiet for a long time. And today I just said, look, I've kept quiet. I haven't really been outspoken about this. But personally, internally, I've felt Basuma's not good enough. His mind is elsewhere. Perhaps Sarr may be a good player in the future. Still young, learning his trade for me. Maybe in the future. The two fullbacks we got ain't fullbacks. They're being told to do something which they're not good at doing. They're not fullbacks. They don't track back. They don't cover. So straight away you're down to two defenders rather than four. And then the wide players, like I said, the wide players we got. The only player that we've got up front that's any good and is any decent standard for me is Solanke. And that's with what we've got at the moment because everyone else is out injured. Today we've lost Johnson and the two centre halves that came in again. So we've got 13 injuries for going through. But even when you start looking at some of the injuries, Richarlison ain't Premiership for me. He was Josh before, and he went downhill years and years ago. You know, so your backups ain't even that good either. Do you know what I mean? So it's just absolute madness. And if we think that we're going to go out and buy in the winter, Tottenham fans, you're sadly wrong. Because the only people who are going to come in is kids. That's it.
Yeah.
But my personal opinion is Spurs ain't got the balls for the fight. When the fight comes, they haven't got the balls for it. And that's been the same with most of the managers you've had over the last 5 years or whatever. So is it the manager or is it the players?
I think you can't say the managers haven't got cojones. When you look at Conte and Mourinho, you can't say they haven't got cojones.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. So it's got to be the players then, isn't it?
Yeah, so people thought there was a mentality problem with the players, and hence why it was change of the old guard with the Pochettino squad when he left. And the other four managers have carried a lot of that squad with them. And now in the second season that Postecoglou's there, we've only got two of them left from that squad, right? And you would have thought by bringing in new players into the club, you would have thought there might have been a mentality shift.
Yeah.
And you've got players coming in that have got no baggage. Well, it seems to be that if it's not the baggage from before, it's new baggage now. Because there is something definitely wrong.
There's something underneath, isn't there? There's something underneath that don't make sense.
I mean, it's interesting. I don't know what kind of side we're going to put out because he's got to make a decision now. Are we going to chase the points in the league or do we chase Europa now? So we've got Rangers away on Thursday, which is a tough tie as it is anyway. Now, do you go with a weakened side against Rangers, thinking that you've already got near enough points with 2 games still to go? You've got enough points to qualify between 9th and 24th, right? Because I think we sit 9th at the moment, between 9th and 24th, and then put your team back out again against Southampton on Sunday night. There's a decision to be made, but the one thing we haven't got is we ain't got the bodies. We've got so many people injured, we ain't got the bodies now. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. But you would have thought some of you clubs were the only ones that got problems now.
Yeah, exactly. So look at the bigger grand scheme of things. You're there. I just want to answer this question for Howard though.
Go on.
Let me just ask this question. I mean, basically, where did the crash happen? Epping High Road. It happened there. That's what happened on the actual accident itself. And, Michael Chelsea saying our defensive errors in the first 15 minutes let the Spuds in, and we were meant to be the ones to smash them today. Yeah, look, and I agree with this with Damien. This is the problem you get when you keep chopping and changing managers. Players bought for different systems. Good shout. Howard saying no fuzzy. Hammering out. Get the hammering out.
No, in hammering.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah. Big Andrew Celtic's best manager since Martin O'Neill, the Larsons, Hartsons and Sutton days. Good shout. Yeah, they're saying about the style. Well, he definitely must be watching it. Look, Colin finished second. I bet Jamie Vardy voted the winner and he's phoned 1,000 times. Yeah, no.
The thing is, if you have someone like Antonio Conte and he can't get the grit out of the players, then it's never going to be there, is it?
But that's what I'm saying. The mentality that people believe there was. We had a fucking leadership group, mate, at Tottenham when Conte was there. And if you saw the documentary, anyone that had anything to say about the manager, they had an open door. They could just go up to Levy's office and say, Daniel, it was in the bloody thing. The players were going to speak to the chairman and that. So,
yeah, that's ridiculous.
So you're trying to get that mentality out of the club and you're making a change. So the whole leadership group has been broken up because all them players from the leadership group have now gone, along with, other players have now gone as well. So your Davinson Sanchez went, fucking Ndombele, Giovanni Lo Celso, Ryan Sessegnon, all these other players that weren't in the leadership group but were part of the squad, they've all gone as well. And you're thinking to yourself, well, we might get a different mentality shift because you're getting all the old baggage out and you're bringing in new. And it just seems to be, like you said, you're quite right in what you said. The bollocks for the fight, we don't seem to have it. But it's not even the bollocks for the fight. I'd say we ain't got the brain either for the fight. It's not just having the grit and determination. If you ain't got the minerals and you ain't got it up here, then you're not going to do much, are you? And today's game should have been managed better by the players on the pitch. I mean, you've all played football. I know your manager tells you what to do before you go out, right? But we've all played football. If you see something on the pitch that you can affect, or you see a different movement that you can get someone in, you're going to go down that movement, not say, but the manager told me just to keep passing it down on my left-hand side. But fuck me, I can see my centre forward going down in the inside right channel, and he's free on goal if I put the ball through to him. So fuck the manager. He keeps telling me to play it down the left. I'm going to play him through. So you change the way you play on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? And I just don't think there's enough done, to be honest. It's in there. It's in your head. There's not enough.
Yeah.
Howard's got a question for you, mate. Will Slaphead and Axe Ange, how many games has he got?
Right. So, in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, we all have them, don't we? In my opinion, I don't think he sucks Ange. When you've got a manager that's still in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, and this is only an opinion, and still Europa, fighting for to get through in the Europa, I think he sticks with him. But in saying that, he is notorious for sacking a manager at half time and sacking a manager 6 days before a cup final. So anything can happen.
You sure he ain't related to Sullivan? On that note, I've got to make a move, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure.
We're wrapping up now as well, mate. So again, try and shut your channel out. We've got the chance to. And what you got coming up, mate?
E20 Zone TV tomorrow night after full 10 o'clock, straight after the game. It's either going to be happiness or sadness. I just hope they do it for Mickey. That's all I'm going to say. Do it for Mikel Antonio. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a sad day in the West Ham community. I'm going to be honest, because obviously he's been here for a long time, nearly 10 years, and if that's his last game in the West Ham shirt, the other day losing to Leicester, it's very, very sad. It really is.
Yeah.
Take it easy, lads. Anyway,
James, thanks again, mate. Catch up with you.
Take it easy, bro.
And for those who haven't, there's James's channel there. So if you want to get over there, share, like, and subscribe as always. Howard saying, love it, Jose. It's a fucking circus. Both our beloved teams. Very true. Very true.
I don't know. Do you know what? In all honesty, right? If you look at the Premiership table, apart from maybe 3 sides, right, the top 3 at the moment, apart from that, you look at the league table and that, and you look at the form guide and that, everybody else in the Premiership has been topsy-turvy. Everybody. It's not as if anyone's gone on any fucking long winning runs and that. Everyone's been topsy-turvy. I mean, I'm looking at the table now, and when it says win, loss, draw, and all that, I'm looking at the table now, and I'm looking at every team below the Gooners. And so you got from Man City downwards, no one's gone on a consistent streak. Everyone's got W's, L's, and D's, beside them.
Yeah.
That's everybody, and I'm talking about. Well, it would be everybody because it goes right down to bloody Southampton.
It's mad, mate. It is mad.
It's just it's just a mad league. So
But
yeah,
I mean,
we're
I
all in the
suppose-
same boat.
Yeah, I suppose for the neutrals or whatever we're going to call them, I mean, we were saying earlier, a couple of wins or a couple of losses in there, and then suddenly it changes the dynamics, immensely. So, yeah, should be good. What's David saying? Still leaves us in the European champion, top goal scorer in Premier League and European history. Love you, mate. Yeah, absolutely. And Howard saying the same thing. Can't see Antonio put on the shirt again. Fuzzy, you'd like to shout at your channel what you got coming up as well, please, sir?
Yes, farming in Hotfuzz 44 OG, and we've got some Victoria club midweek. God only knows where that is. It's somewhere in Europe, apparently. And yeah, we've got them on the Thursday, so we've got the match previews for that one at some point in the week, probably Tuesday, because of course the good, the bad, and the ugly on the Wednesday. And then the match reaction following the game on the Thursday night. But maybe we could see some breaking news this week with a new director of football, or just some club updates of the sort. So yeah, it should be a week to keep our eyes open at Man United.
And there's Fuzzy's channel as well. So those who haven't, please get over there. Smash him up a like. He's on the road to the 240 figure, so let's make sure we get him up there. That'd be very nice. Anthony, what you got coming up, matey?
Yeah, we got I got nothing. I think on Tuesday, I think it might be either this Tuesday or next Tuesday. There's a quiz with Jez on his show. I'm not Arsenal history anymore. That's the 17th. That's not this Tuesday. That's next Tuesday. I got the show on Thursday night with Football Dad's Army with Lee, and obviously on Wednesday we have our show, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Thank you, matey. Thanks for coming on as always.
That's what
Yeti, good to see you back in here, mate.
Yeah.
And, where can
100%.
people find you, and what you got coming up?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the stream. Big up to everybody that's on the panel as well. And my stream is Long-Eared Yeti's Cave. It's a cool, chilled area where everybody can come in and have a laugh and all that kind of stuff. And I'm trying to sort out like a fishing thing with everybody that I stream with and all that kind of thing, when we can sort out where we're going to go. And also all the dwellers as well. Join the dwellers, but at the same point, when I say join the dwellers, I'm not so sure, because I've got 300 subs now, and I kind of enjoy saying this is Sparta. So, so don't join the stream. Don't sub. And I'll keep my 300, and we all have a laugh and get on really well together and all that kind of thing. But yeah, Long-Eared Yeti's Cave, always keep it real, keep it Yeti, and thank you everybody for having me on here.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. As I was saying, yeah, look, fishing tractors, that'd be an interesting one. Fishing for tractors. Before the last one, before we go, question before you go for Anthony, have you ever shagged the tractor's exhaust? Wow.
No, I haven't. I won't recommend it. It might bring you novels.
His 2-inch penis won't reach into the exhaust.
No.
Thanks for the last question there from Nick. Brilliant one. Jose, lateness is greatness, as they always say. Thanks for coming in, mate, and appreciate you being in here. What you got coming up, please, sir?
Work. It's my last week of work this week before I break up. So
already,
yeah, man, I've got 3 weeks off, mate. 3 weeks. Off.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Howard,
I've been really busy with work trying to tie up all the loose ends because when a manager goes on leave, if you don't do the loose ends quickly and properly, when you come back to more than what you left. So I'm busy doing that. So streaming wise for me this week, it'll only be I'll do the results show for my predictions league that I've got going. So I'll do the results show because there's a match tomorrow night and I'm away with work this week. I probably won't get back to do the results show till either Wednesday night or Thursday afternoon. And then back to Friday, I'm doing the results show. The predictions for next week. So that's that. And I've been, the week after next, I will be free as a bird to visit channels.
Free as a chicken.
Free as a bird to visit channels or to be on my own channel. I've got 3 weeks of bliss.
Wow.
But thanks for having me. But I was on another show and that's why I jumped on.
No.
I left the other show because I didn't know. Sometimes you go on for about 4 hours and I'm like, it's not like the gauge. I was on another show and I thought to myself, let me jump off now because I don't know how much longer they're going to go on for.
Yeah.
So I jumped away from the other one and came here. So
no, I appreciate
it.
They
were only talking about Tottenham and it was getting me down.
Brilliant. No, it was a pleasure as always having you on, mate. That's for sure. Thank you, Michael, as well. And Nick saying you're doing a show after the game tomorrow. We're going to do the watch along tomorrow for the game. Depends because obviously James will be doing an after show after that game. I'll see how it goes from there. And yes, Mum and Night as well. Don't forget, guys. Just kind of where is it now? Just to remind you all, if I can find it, it just keeps disappearing. For us on the 18th, we have the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Christmas show, and there will also be a quiz on this one as well. The question bank has actually been fired over to me now, so be looking through those, and hopefully we'll have a good show with that one. Wear your Christmas jumpers, woolly hat, the whole shebang.
Your willy warmers and everything.
That's the one.
Tom, that Christmas tree ain't straight, mate.
Oh, well, bored from Anthony, mate. You've got. Yeah, look, you can see it's a bit wonky on one side. Look, the tree's leaning out to one side. You've got to do that. It's got to be done. Brilliant. And big up for Jez when you watch this back, mate. That's it. Absolutely. Thank you very much for that. Get that off. But no, thanks for being on the panel, you guys, and to E20 and obviously to Jez as well, and to all the people in the chat. Appreciate he's been with us as always. Nick saying he's going to wear a Christmas thong. Wear your Christmas hat, Sharky saying. Big up to you, Sharky. Nick saying he's going to wear a Christmas thong. My mum got me last Christmas. Very nice. Is that a new song? We'll have to look out for that one. Other than that, thanks guys for being with us, and let's hope you have a good week, and hopefully for Mickey we'll get a result tomorrow night. Take care everyone. Bye bye now.
Up the Reds.